All right, guys. So I'm staying at a hotel in Philly. I'm trying to go live with this. It's just it's too crowded, too much chaos down there in front of the NCC. I hope this works. I hope the hotel Wi-Fi is able to handle this. The debate is wait, is this going? Yeah, the debate is simply too late. It's taking place at 9 p.m. So I want to do a live stream before the debate. Hopefully, some people can join. I'm gonna wait a bit and see how many people will come out. And here, let me see. 1 second. Once again, I'm doing this from my phone, so my phone only allows a horizontal. I don't have a webcam yet. So has the live stream started? Okay, let me see if this is working. Okay, let me see if this is 1 second. Hi, can you guys hear me? Just hoping the Wi-Fi works. This is awkward. I'll just hold my phone like this. It's awkward to get set up. All right, yeah. So I thought the debate was are you locked in? You're locked in. Okay. I thought the debate was actually earlier. Maybe it was 7 p.m., but it's actually at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is really late. It doesn't really make any sense. I don't know why. I like they should hold it earlier. I think it should be at 5 or 6 o'clock. Because if you have to work at like 5 or 6 a.m. tomorrow, there's no way you can watch the debate. I was hoping. I thought I would do like a live stream right after the debate has finished, but it's probably not going to finish until maybe 11 or 11:30 p.m. If I try to do another an hour and a half to 2 hours, it's simply going to be too late. It's going to take forever. So I think it's better to do this now. And so yeah, I made it back to my hotel room because too much chaos downtown. Plus, you know what's crazy is they keep saying, especially the Democrats, they're saying that the border doesn't matter. We should welcome our neighbors. We should become global citizens. There was so much everywhere was completely fenced off, and you couldn't get anywhere near it. And there was so much media presence everywhere was fenced off. So you couldn't get a glimpse of anything unless you have one of those VIP passes. I don't think they actually let normal people in. You have to be someone very special, or you have to be from the media, from the press. I actually got a couple questions from ABC News this morning because there's just a bunch of people, a bunch of media there, and when they have random people just walking past by, they'll ask you some questions. And the media is completely gone to shit now. The guy says that he was working for Reuters, but on his badge it says ABC News. He gave me maybe 2 minutes because as soon as he started asking questions, and I said basically like Kamala Harris, she's becoming a scamala, right? She's pulling off this whole scam thing. Basically, Joe Biden gets booted because he's no longer like he's probably not even aware that he's president at this moment. Then Kamala, whatever you want to call her, how did she even become the Democratic nominee? Right, there was no voting, there was no primary, there was no campaigning, there was no debate, no speeches, just out of nowhere, and she has absolutely achieved nothing in the past 3.5 years, right? And she just gets nominated by the Democrats, and the first day, right, first 24 hours, she raises $81 million. Very questionable. Like, where did that money come from? It's also interesting that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris got 81 million votes in 2020. So yeah, during this hopefully I don't know how many people can join, but I think this is a better time versus trying to do one at 11:30 because I'm just going to be completely crashing out. So if you're wondering, I'm in Philly. I'm temporarily staying in a hotel for 2 nights. I just don't feel quite safe because like some areas can be extremely sketchy. I've been walking around Philly yesterday afternoon and this morning. Lot of terrible, just rampant drug use in the city. So much trash, and especially if you go to the ghetto, like if you go to Kensington or something, and it's terrible what the Democrats have done to the inner cities. So and I think over the course of this live stream, I don't know how long I will stay on. Maybe hope you guys can hear me. I think I will stay on to an hour and a half to 2 hours max because I'm hoping to upload the video tomorrow as well. But I don't know if I have enough time. I'll see because I do actually want to watch the debate and see what they actually talk about. But I want to cover some topics. I'm pretty sure the moderators from, I think it's hosted by ABC News. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. It could be MSNBC, CNN. It's all the same thing. They won't ask the really, really important questions. So I want to cover some of these topics. And let's see. Okay, so it's good. We have some people joining as I'm starting this live stream. So we got 46 people. So that's a positive sign. And I'll see some of the questions you guys asked. And then I will talk about some of the topics that which I think will be extremely important. I want to talk about the America's military industrial complex. And let me just go through the chats, make sure there's no trolls, no bots, because every time I always get a bunch of them. And so let me, because I have this open on my laptop as well. Yeah, oh yeah, I can put my phone here and then I'll read some of the comments on my laptop. So thank you guys for joining. And I'll see, okay, what's up? You're locked in. Hi. Well, I'll also thank you guys so much for the support from my video 2 weeks ago. As you can, so yeah, the situation, well, I've been getting used to it. I can't say it is easy, but it's not the end of the world. But definitely sleeping in your car, like you can only do it like under certain conditions. Like it can't be extremely hot. Like if you live in a really hot part of the world, if you live in Arizona, if you live in the Death Valley or something, I really don't think. I mean, you're going to like, just completely overheat from exhaustion. Like you're going to die in your car, and you might as well try to find a place to sleep outside or something. Also, if you live in a place, let's say most vast majority of Canada, you definitely cannot do it during the winter because you're going to freeze your ass off to death because you can't have your car's ignition turned on. Obviously, when you're sleeping in the car, you can actually die from carbon monoxide poisoning. It's extremely dangerous. So your car has to be turned off. And I'm getting by right now. It's not the terrible time of the year, September. So this time of the year is it's not ideal, but I'm getting by sleeping in my car. But just the past couple nights, I've been obviously staying in a hotel because I feel pretty sketched out. If I end up, parking at the wrong area in the hood, I don't want to get jumped down by a group of gangs and just because all my stuff, right, my wallet, obviously my laptop, everything, my camera, my chargers, my passport, I got some cash on me. It's all in my car. I would feel like less threatened if it was just me because I have nowhere like else, right? So all my stuff, all my essentials, even like my toothbrush and everything is all in my car. So just to be on the safe side. And okay, let me go read through some of the comments now. So do you speak both Mandarin and Cantonese? Only Mandarin. Understand a little bit of Cantonese, but Cantonese, the writing is the same, right? So it's just some of the pronunciation is different. And let me see. 8 p.m. got it? No, the debate is actually at 9 p.m. Yeah, originally I thought it was 6 or 7. I thought I'd watch the debate, maybe do a live stream after. But yeah, it's too late. So by the time the debate's finished, it's gonna be anywhere between 11 to 11:30. So that's why I didn't want to do a live stream then because that's gonna be insane. And also, yeah, I'll see. I don't know if I have enough time to get out a video tomorrow. So yeah, and I did leave the National Constitution Center because there's so much. It's unbelievable. Every single police officer, probably in Philly and in the nearby Pennsylvania area, has all been summoned here. There's so much police presence. Like you can't get a glimpse of anything. Yeah, and there were some protesters. I talked to one guy who was crazy pro-Israel, like all that kind of stuff. I did. I was able to record a conversation with a couple of people. I think I'll show some snippets. And yeah, I'll see if I can put something together for tomorrow. It will likely be a short montage video of just me getting to Philly. And yeah, it's definitely the city has a lot of issues. I agree. There's definitely like a lot of rampant drug use. What I've seen just the past couple of days. Let me see. There are Haitian immigrants in Ohio cooking up street cats and geese. Well, I haven't heard of that one. Street cats? Well, I don't know. I don't think cat meat would taste very good. I think it would taste like absolute shit. But let's see. Let me see. Brim of Chinese. What was the last time we saw Biden publicly? Well, Biden basically the Democrats they just threw him out, right? And just that's how his career ends. I don't think Like Biden's mental health hasn't just been declining. People haven't been realized, oh, all of a sudden, Biden no longer is capable of leading the U.S. And yeah, why is he still the president? Who's really in charge, right? And it does not make any sense for just for Kamala Harris to come out of nowhere to become the Democratic nominee, and she's basically a chameleon. If you look at her family photo, I've tried to search up her family history. I really don't think she's black. Because if you look at both her father and her mother, they both like look like they're Indian to me. Like I'm not talking about Native American. Like I'm talking about a 7-Eleven Indian. So she just constantly switching back and forth. Like at one moment she's black, another moment she's Indian. Yeah, I understand that her father is from Jamaica, but just because you're from Jamaica doesn't necessarily mean you're black. Like in Canada, there are a lot of people, a lot of Indians who are also from Jamaica and Trinidad. They were brought over by the British on ships, right? So just because you're Jamaican or Trinidadian, it does not mean you're black. I think she's probably like 90% Indian. Her father could be like 1/4 black or something, and she's constantly switching back and forth to try to get this vote, especially try to get the vote from black women. And think it's extremely dishonest. And basically, what she's portraying is essentially blackface. I mean, can they actually do one of those DNA tests that determines her heritage? Because I would say for certain that she's probably 80 to 90% Indian. I don't think she's black at all, and she's just portraying this image. And she's trying to get, well, obviously, because in the 2020 election, if there's any way for him to win this, because the last election, 92% of black women voted Democrats. I think that's probably their last hope of trying to win this election in November. Uh, okay, there are a lot of inappropriate comments that's automatically flagged. So Lennon, okay, is this guy a what? Okay, some of these chats, I am going through these. Some of these are either bots or they're complete trolls. Just I'll monitor these chats, but if they continue to pop up, there's a bunch of that's automatically flagged. But if they keep popping up, like just because I know I've had a lot of these before. Because if a lot of people keep sending out these spam chats, they're usually bots. I have to block all the bots, so if people have genuine questions, they don't get just buried underneath all of this BS. So let's see if there's actually genuine questions, because I think there's a few that looks like they're bots that's joined this live chat. Philly pretty wild. Yes. I mean, I don't think I've seen the worst of the area. I mean, I haven't been to the hood, but it's all the major cities in America are becoming like this, like Washington D.C., Baltimore, Philly, like New York City, Boston, Los Angeles, Dallas, Houston, all the inner cities. And there's one thing in common: they all run by Democrats. It's unbelievable the people that's living in these inner cities, they can continue to vote for Democrats. It's just 100% insanity to me. Okay, let me see. Okay, there's so many. Some of these are definitely bots. Let me try to read some genuine comments. Thoughts on okay. Let me see. Great show, Washington D.C. I kind of big fan from India. Okay, let me see if there's actually yes. Well, no. Just the last couple of nights, I've been. While I'm in Philly, I'm staying in a hotel. But yes, up until I go back to China, which is in less than a couple months' time. The vast majority of the time, there might be a couple exceptions where I end up just booking a motel or something. But the vast majority of the remaining 2 months, I'll be staying in my car. I'll get by. Like I'm not gonna. I'm smart enough to know that I can't leave my car engine on. So if it gets too cold, especially towards the end of October, I'll just get a blanket. I'll buy a blanket from Walmart for maybe $40-50 to keep myself warm. But I just let me see. Let me go through the questions. Car strategies for temperature climate only. Find a woman. Place. Where do you shower, Jim? Well, there are many days. I have to be brutally honest. Many days I just simply don't. Sometimes if I'll just go to the water fountain. I'll just, if I can get some bunch of water, just splash it on me, or just get some towels. I get some wet towels and stuff to wipe. It's not the ideal situation, but sometimes when you have to save money, like you gotta try to get by with whatever you can, right? Life, not everything in life is all sunshine and rainbows. It's so unfortunate. In every single major city I've noticed in the US, they've done everything they can instead of actually trying to help the homeless. So they're at parks benches, they're putting all these middle handlebars on all the parks benches everywhere in all the seats in the city in public areas. This is so the homeless cannot sleep there, right? It's all to just and the same thing in New York City. They're putting those curved benches around everywhere, and there's also ones with spike on them. It's all to prevent homeless people from finding a place to sleep. And this is how they want to treat the people in America. So this is what the society has come to. So let me see. Holy shit, there's so many bots in here. It's unbelievable. I might have to go through the chats and maybe have to block some people. There's no, let's see if there's actually legitimate people asking questions. What's up, bro? Okay, let me see. No worries, bro. Hey, brother, uh, she's half Indian. Well, I don't know. Kamala Harris. No, I'm serious. Look up her family photo. Look up. You can see her grandparents. Look at her father. I don't think her father. If anything, he looks like he's Indian as well. I think maybe possibly his father is like half or a quarter Indian, which would make Kamala Harris like 25% or 12% black. So she's definitely way more Indian than black. I don't think she's black at all. I think she's just cosplaying. She's playing blackface. So let me see. You're still homeless. Okay, she's like she isn't black. She's Indian. She in California. Okay, mostly quarter black. Greatest hobo. Okay, almost. Okay, there's a super thank you. Okay, this is super sticker. Hofi1, thank you so much. There's no question. Just a sticker. Number one fan. Thank you so much, Hofi1, for the $10 support. Thank you for the chat sticker. Okay, let me read some of the questions. Then I'll talk to you guys about some issues that I really want to discuss, which won't be discussed at the debate. So let me see. Let me see if it's legitimate questions. There's most of these comments are just absolute. They're complete trolls or bots, I think. I used to live in Ottawa 3 years ago. I'm Murray Nelson, Edmonton. How are we doing? You can get the how can you get wet wipes? You can get wet wipes to shower. Yeah, that's what I've been using. I if I make it to a month in my car, I think I will. I will share you guys the experience of basically 30 days of being homeless, and it's not great, but I'm getting by. At least I have a car to sleep in. I don't have to try to find a place at the park to sleep on the grass. I see so many homeless people here in Philly. They just lay on the grass by the trains. I cannot imagine, especially the noise at nighttime. I don't think they can get any sleep. It's so unfortunate because all the benches they put those middle handlebars there so the homeless people cannot sleep there. And there's a lot of homeless people in Philly. Unfortunately, most of the homeless people are black. That's very very troubling situation. But it's these same kind of people that keep voting Democrats that brought them into this situation. Uh, uh, Let me see. Black the point alone. Let me see. Most live stream will be bought and stuff will be what? Okay. Isn't getting a gym membership a good idea? Well, I mean, I'm about to go back to China. I don't think at this point it's worth getting a gym membership. I have to be brutally honest. Most days you just don't shower. You try to use some wipes or just use the water fountain. And just sometimes I'll just put my head there with the water fountain spraying out. You do whatever you can. Right now, I don't think the gym membership, because even that's gonna cost in Canada like minimum $60 a week. I know there are cheaper ones, but the cheap ones, a lot of the cheap gyms will charge you like $30 or $40 a month. They don't have any showers. That's why they're cheap. So I don't think it's worth paying $60 extra just for a shower. Uh, I know I paid to go to Philly, but no, this is once in 4 years opportunity. Obviously, I won't be at the next debate, but I'll definitely pay very close attention to this one. Now I'm going to a JD Vance and Tucker Carlson event, which is 2 weeks from now at Hershey, Pennsylvania. There's another super sticker from Aaron. Thank you so much for $20. What is that? That's not what I don't know what it is. Is 20? Is that a euro? I don't know what that is. Well, thank you so much, Aaron, for $20 of a foreign currency. Thank you for your support. This is your third time buying a super chat, so thank you so much. Uh, okay, there. Let me see. Serious question. Just go to Ottawa Mission. Use Fit for less. Huh. Let me see. Onion. The fact that $8 every 2 weeks is rupees. Okay, Aaron, 20 rupees. Okay. Well, thank you so much. So, anyways, I think I will go back to sort out the chats. I think most of the chats are bots right now. There's nothing serious, and I'm gonna try to discuss some topics that the moderators won't discuss. Right. First of all, the what has happened overseas, right? Not just between Russia and Ukraine. I'm not just talking about just between what happened between Israel and Gaza, not as Afghanistan. I'm sure you guys have all seen the disaster. So on top of all of this, I think the real issue is that the United States. I don't think I wanted to do some videos on this, but I think I don't know. The video might get taken down. I could get through some trouble, and I'll talk on the live stream about this. I think it's less likely that it's going to get be into trouble or get taken down, and I will save this live stream. So if you're interested, you can come back in the future. Once again, I have no notes. So America's overseas military base, right? The military industrial complex. Let's talk about this for the next bit. I don't think this will get brought up in the debates. My honest opinion is that every single one of them, I think they're roughly, well, nobody even knows how many overseas military bases the United States have. It's estimated to be between 750 to 800,000. I believe right now, currently, there's at least 200,000 American troops that's being deployed overseas, which is total disaster. So 750 to 800 military bases, right? So 80% of all of the world's foreign military bases are owned by America, right? China has one. China has one military base outside of China, right? China's military is focused on arming itself and basically protecting your own borders. That's what the country should be doing, right? China doesn't have a legal migrant crisis. There's no boats showing up at the Chinese borders because if they show up, they're gonna get shot. So, and look at what's happening in America. You're focusing all of your powers overseas, and so there's costing Americans nearly $1 trillion a year. America spent $8 trillion on wars in the Middle East. That's why the country has, basically ran up so much debt. That's why the country is going so broke, $35 trillion in debt. That's why the youths have no money today because the government has stopped caring about its people. They stopped caring about the infrastructure, and the money could be used to build more buildings, to build more roads, to build more bridges, which will create millions of jobs. Right? It could be used to create, could be used to build billions of homes and shelters for the homeless. But all of this money is being spent overseas on all of these military bases. I'll give you guys an example for some of the most outrageous American military bases, which I think should be 100% shut down. So Camp Humphreys in South Korea, right? So this is one of America's largest military base. I don't have the exact number of how many Americans are actually stationed in Camp Humphreys in South Korea. You can look up some of the stats. I believe it's roughly estimated to be $45,000. Sorry, 45,000 American troops. And on top of that, the 45,000 troops that's stationed there, so they got their own village going. It's got like a movie theaters, probably got Harvey's and McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC, Starbucks. So it's like a little American town in the middle of South Korea near the 38th parallel. It's absolutely outrageous what they're doing because the Americans there, they're living like gods. They basically they're above the law. They're allowed to do anything they want to, and it's almost impossible to get them prosecuted. I'm not trying to sound racist or anything. Many of the American soldiers, especially the Black American soldiers, so many of them they're coming to South Korea, and the same thing with Japan. They're impregnating the local South Korean Japanese women, and after these women become baby mamas, then these soldiers they just freaking pump and dump, and they just leave them to become single mothers. Partly, people say, oh, the women are to blame as well. They just split their legs open. But at many of these cases where the women get pregnant, it's because of rape. Because the American soldiers in these military bases overseas, in places like Japan, South Korea, they can get away with pretty much anything. In 2002, you can look up this story. It was actually an incident during at Camp Humphreys where they were conducting a military exercise, and one of the military trucks they ran over two 14-year-old Korean schoolgirls, two 14-year-olds. And what happened to those two soldiers? Absolutely nothing. Because America, we're the number one country in the world. We have all the power. So the South Korean, they couldn't do anything. So yeah, and it's caused all of this chaos and protest. The fact that there are 45,000 American soldiers that's stationed in South Korea. Okay, imagine this. You say that's not a big deal. What if China wants to have a military base, let's say in Niagara Falls, right beside on the border of the USA? What if they wanted a military base, say, in Mexico City? Would the USA be okay with that? What if China wanted to open up a military base in Havana, Cuba? Would that be okay? What if actually let's screw it? What if the Chinese want to build a military base in Philadelphia, right? And so let's okay. One second. There are a lot of spam chats and a lot of inappropriate comments. I'm gonna have to block some people. One second. Let me shit. What is with these comments? Let me see. One second. I have to okay. If you're leaving like a bunch of comments that look like they're bots or spams, or if you're using hate speech, because there are people like if you're joining my live stream, I'm assuming you want to hear something useful, right? And some people are literally because some comments get automatically flagged. They're telling me to basically shut the f up, or like you're effing retarded. If you're leaving comments like that, I'm sorry, like you're gonna be permanently blocked. It's not going to be just blocked for the live stream, because listen, if you disagree with everything I say, if you think I'm full of shit, then like I'm sorry, like you don't have to come in and just leave a bunch of hateful comments. And so if you think my story, and a lot of people say I'm fabricating this story, yes, America does have anywhere between 750 to 800 military bases. And yes, that's you can look up in 2002. There was two 14-year-old Korean schoolgirls. They got ran over by American military vehicle during a training exercise, and the two soldiers got away with everything. And there's I'll give you guys some other example. The American military base. So they have a few in the UK as well. In just 2019, they refused to name that woman. It was a I think it was a white American woman. They didn't reveal her identity, and her husband was a CIA agent. So because in the UK they drive on the other side of the road. I don't mean that they're gay. I mean like they drive on the left side of the road. The steering wheel is on the right. So it's extremely difficult when you first move over to get used to it. It's the same thing in Australia and New Zealand and in Hong Kong. So she was actually one day she was driving on the wrong side of the road and she actually killed this cyclist. His name was Harry Dunn. You can look this up. This is a Englishman that was killed by this American who was serving on a military base in the UK. And so she quickly basically booked a flight right away, and she flew back. Well, first she went to the American embassy to basically seek asylum, political asylum, basically. Then she was extradited back into the USA, and the UK actually wanted to charge her, obviously, for manslaughter, right, and for a second degree or third degree manslaughter, and she got away with the crime. Nothing ever happened. And not just this, you can look up the statistics in I'll give you another example in Okinawa. So Okinawa, I think America has at least 30,000 soldiers stationed in Okinawa. In all of Japan, I think it's maybe over 50,000. Absolutely outrageous, right? And this all goes back to the Nuremberg and the Tokyo trials. So back in this time, remember, just Japan. Obviously, they had their unconditional surrender after the nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So all of Japan was 100% occupied by the Americans, and so General Douglas MacArthur, he became the temporary interim ruler of Japan for many years. So Okinawa was completely owned by the Americans up until 1971. When Okinawa was owned by the Americans, so they built all these military bases. I believe out of all the military bases in Japan, I think between 60 to 70% of them are located in the faraway island of Okinawa. Obviously, if you live in far away, if you live in Tokyo or Fukuoka, or if you live in Yokohama or Osaka, it doesn't really bother you that much. But Okinawa is home to 1.6 million people. The issue is that these 30,000 Americans that's stationed in Okinawa, they're occupying roughly a quarter of the island. The thing is that you got 30,000 people living on 25% of the land, and the other 1.6 million, they only get 3/4 of land. So this slows down their economic development. They cannot build any homes there for the other 1.6 million people, and they really cannot. People on the island cannot really grow their GDP. And also, many of these American servicemen, yes, they're coming in like there's rampant rape and sexual assault that's going on these islands. Many of these American soldiers, they're getting the local Japanese woman pregnant, and nothing ever happens to them. There's a tally of the total crimes that's been committed by the American soldiers at Okinawa. It's been kept by the Japanese government, and I believe the total crime up until today is something like 5,800. 5,800. Then this is violent crimes. This is like there's 25 counts of murder that happened on the island. This is mostly due to protesters who protest the American basically having military base, and they get shut down in the like middle of the day, just in broad daylight, and nothing happens to these people. So there's I believe there's something like 500 rapes or sexual assaults, and there's burglary, all kinds of stuff, just people going on battery. And yeah, so this is what the Japanese have tallied since 1971 until today. They committed 5,800 violent crimes, and there has been virtually zero prosecution for these American soldiers. Like all of these violent crimes, nothing's ever happened to them, and it's extremely concerning. And I think a lot of people, if you live in Japan, if you live on the mainland, you don't really know what's going on down there. But I do believe that America really has no business of being there. And either one of the moderators for any of these debates, so Trump and Harris will have 3 debates. I don't think this topic will ever pop up, but it's extremely important. The American military-industrial complex, all of their military bases, all the crimes they have done, and they have absolutely no business of being in Camp Humphreys. And the camp in Okinawa needs to be 100% shut down. Like I said, 5,800 violent crimes, including 25 murders on the island of Okinawa committed against the Japanese by the American soldiers, and yet nothing has ever happened to any of these soldiers. And this is just a couple of the bases. You want to talk about controversy, right? Yeah, the people saying that, especially the Democrats, the people on the political left, a lot of people are saying that, we need to respect the Aboriginals. We got to respect the Indians. I'm not talking about the 7-Eleven Indians, like, the Native American Indians. We got to respect their rights. This is their land. First of all, it's all bullshit, right? And I've been, this is my last semester at university. Every single class, at the start of the class, they're saying that, we need to, acknowledge that this is the land of the Algonquin, of the whatever, the Métis, the Eskimos, and this and that. We need to respect their land. Listen, if your school, if your government is constantly telling you that this is not your house, this is not your land, you have to be very, very careful. Because if they tell you that if it's not yours, one day they're going to come in and take it away from you, because that's exactly what they're going to do. So they always talk about, we need to respect the rights of the Native Americans, right? Do you guys know what they did at the Camp Diego Garcia? You can look up, many of you guys might not have heard of this military base. This is by far the most controversial military base there is, because technically Diego Garcia, it technically is owned by the Seychelles, and basically Africa, they have a nuclear arms agreement. Basically, none of these territories on anywhere on Africa is allowed to hold nuclear weapons. And obviously, America, just like Israel and the IDF, and they either confirm or deny the presence of nuclear weapons on Diego Garcia. But it's 100%. Everybody knows they have nuclear weapons there, and it's located right beside the Malacca Strait. It's very close to Singapore, and it's very important to remember that Malacca Strait, right? Probably 70 to 80% of China's economy is reliant on the Malacca Strait, because if that strait gets shut down, that's where China gets all of their oil from the Middle East, from the Persian Gulf, from Saudi Arabia. So it's all being transported past the Malacca Strait. If you shut down this strait, China's economy is 100% paralyzed. So it's not China who's doing the provoking. Remember, it's America that is the country with the 750 to 800 military bases. And Diego Garcia is not an uninhabited island. There used to be natives. So the natives who lived on the island, trying to okay, I'm actually this is the first time during the live stream. Let me they have a name. I think it's Diego Garcia. So it's a British overseas territory. So this is a joint operation by the United States and the UK, and they committed. Even the United Nations, they did declare what they did to the natives on Diego Garcia to be crimes against humanity, because thousands of them actually ended up. They're called the Chagosians. Okay, so the island is called Chagos, and the archipelago, there's a bunch of, so around Diego Garcia, there's a bunch of archipelago, all these little islands. So there used to be thousands of natives who lived there. And in the 1970s, the British and the Americans, they had a joint military operation. They came in and they just expelled all of them. They just said, fuck it. We have no respect for you. You have no place of being here, and you have no rights of being here. And they keep talking about, the rights of the natives. So thousands of them got expelled. They had no help, and they had basically, they all became homeless overnight. So the Americans and British, they came out to the island and they said, we're going to send you all back to Seychelles and Mauritius. And thousands of these people, they ended up living in extreme poverty. And there's no actually track record of what happened to these people who were expelled by the British and the Americans. But it's expected, I would say probably at least half of them within the next couple of years actually ended up starving to death, because they have absolute no hope. They did not have any program that can assist them. So basically the British and American, they just came in and they said that, we're gonna have this military base, and it was also used during Operation Enduring Freedom. This is the United States invasion of Afghanistan. So this is basically it's used as a choke point. Basically, if anything were to happen, any conflict were to happen between China and India, if something happened in Pakistan, in Saudi Arabia, in Iran, the Middle East. So this is the United States, their checkpoint, and they can also hold nuclear weapons there. And they committed crimes against humanity. Basically, they forced out thousands of Aboriginals who actually lived there, and most of them ended up starving to death because the Americans, they wanted a military base there, and they have absolute zero rights, especially on Africa. They have this pact, they have this treaty in place that technically is considered to be a territory of the Seychelles, that there cannot be any nuclear weapons on their territory. But the British and Americans, they just teamed up and said, you know what? This island needs some freedom and democracy. So they kicked out all the Aboriginals, and they built a military base there, and they're holding nuclear weapons there right on China's doorstep, right? And these are the things that are not being brought up in the mainstream media, and these are the things that really need to be answered. I like why it's like this, all of this necessary. Like, this is why America is in so much debt, because it costs billions and billions of dollars to maintain all these military bases, right? And so the military budget for America is something like 900 billion, close to a trillion. That's on the surface. Underneath it, God knows how much is being sent to all of these places. Like 750 to 800 military bases. You got 200,000 American troops being stationed overseas, right? And there's absolutely no need for them to be there. It's time to bring the troops home. And I think that should be the number one message for America. If you really want world peace, if you want to solve the Russia-Ukraine problem, if you want to solve the China-Taiwan problem, if you want to solve the problem between Israel and Gaza, you got to stop being the aggressor first. Bring all the troops home and shut down all these bases. And America, you look at the problems in inner cities. You gotta fix the rampant crime, fix the rampant drug use, fix the homeless issue. And how can you build millions of homes? And how can you fix inflation, right? How can you fix our buildings and bridges? How can you fix the infrastructure? And I think that's what people need to talk about. So I've just given you guys some examples, and I can keep going on for a very, very long time. I can talk about the Middle East and stuff, but I think the more I talk about it, the more controversial the live stream is gonna get, and yes, it could get me into a lot of trouble. But I'm serious. Look up what the CIA and America has done in these military bases. Look up the history, Guantanamo Bay, right? And look up what America did in Chile, in El Salvador. Look at what they did in Honduras, in Panama, overthrowing governments, right? The CIA even tried to assassinate the Chinese premier during the Kashmir Princess incident. I mentioned this before. It was thanks to one of the survivors, MC Dixit. He is yes, his name is MC Dixit. He's one of the 3 survivors of that crash, along with JC Pathak and AS Harnick. If it wasn't for their story, the story would have been never told. The CIA has literally tried to overthrow every single government on Earth, and I think what you're seeing right now in UK, in America, in Canada. Oh, this the AC going off. It's quite scary sounding. But yeah, so you have all this rampant crime. You have this refugee issue. You have out of control immigration. A lot of it is karma coming back to America, coming back to France, coming back to the UK. Because let's be honest, right? And truthfully, you guys committed. Well, I'm not saying you guys, but I'm talking about, what do you call it? The deep state, the government, the CIA has committed atrocious crimes against humanity, and that's why so many of these people, they're forced to flee their homes. Like what happened at Diego Garcia. You come in and just expel thousands of natives that lived on the island. They've been there for many, many generations. So what the hell are those people going to do? It's no wonder so many people are becoming refugees. And now basically the whole issue is coming full circle, and this whole refugee crisis is coming back to the UK. It's coming back to France, to coming back to Germany. And yeah, unfortunately, these are the topics that will never be asked during the debate. And I feel like at the start of the debate, they're probably going to start attacking Trump. I think the moderators, is it Lindsay Davis from ABC? I'm not sure exactly who it is, but they will be extremely, extremely biased. Because the reason why they hate Trump so much is that look at all the wars that's been started by the previous U.S. presidents. Trump is the only one in recent memory that did not start any wars. That's why they hate him. Trump actually cares about America. He actually wants world peace. And you can agree with or disagree with all of that stuff. But look, Ukraine, Russia, right? That would have never happened under Trump. The failure in Afghanistan would have never happened under Trump. What's happened between Israel and Gaza, this is going on for 1 year now, would have never happened under Trump, right? And if you really, really want, the issues, the conflicts in the world to end, and honestly, like, Kamala Harris is not going to do shit. So I've been talking for a while now. So I'm coming up to 40 minutes. So it's good. I still have 92 people at the live stream. Let me read through some of the comments. Hopefully there's actually real questions. People would like want to know stuff. Hopefully it's not filled with bots, because yeah, it's let me see. So many benches has disappeared. It's nuts. What? Sad state of the West. If you think about it, someone has to live in their car. Okay. Let me see. No, I'm still living in my car. This is just I'm in Philly, so I don't want to get jumped at nighttime. So temporarily just stay in a hotel for a couple of nights. But I'm leaving Philly tomorrow, and I'll be back in my car. But this is temporary. I'm gonna find my way out of this. Let me see. Just go to auto emission. Let me read some of the comments. Shepherd as though. Yo, I ain't a bot, but you need to move on. You need to move forward. What? Nothing serious. I just want to start a convo about race and haplogroups. So both sides will ignore the Israel issue. Both were bought and paid for. Well, I did talk to a guy who was you know what's interesting? I've never seen a homeless Jewish person. So there's this guy, he's protesting outside of the National Constitution Center right now. And he told me he was attacked 3 different times. So yeah, he's an 82-year-old homeless Jewish guy. He's talking about how to get rid of Hamas, and basically Kamala Harris and Joe Biden has to go. There are a lot of pro-Israel flags, I have to say, at the convention. I think should I have stayed? It's just that the debate is going on too late. I don't know if I want to come back because there's so much traffic, so much police presence. It's really hard to get close. But I imagine later this afternoon, there's going to be a lot of pro-Palestinian protesters, and there's going to be some crashes and violence. Not sure. There's also all these Ukrainian flags. Insanity. Just, all the money going to Ukraine, over $200 billion. Absolute batshit crazy. Yeah, there's a building right beside the. Maybe I'll show a clip of it during my video if I can. I'm sorry once again if I cannot upload a video tomorrow. I don't know if I have the time. It's just yeah, very very crazy. Yeah, there's a building right beside it, and some super rich guy painted a huge ass Israel flag, Star of David, says I have a basically unapologetically I'm supporting Israel. But it's crazy. Even right now, America is donating $3.3 million to the IDF, like Israel's Defense Forces. This is what IDF stands for. Yeah, 100% insanity. Like all of this, everything about the American military, every single base has to get shut down. All the foreign aid has to get 100% shut down. And if there's any hope, it's not gonna happen from the Democrats. Yeah, I think if you gotta weigh in on both sides, who is the president? Which party has brought the world closer to than ever to World War III? It's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, along with Anthony Blinken. Well, I mean Anthony Blinken, even before this term, he's done a lot of evil in this world. Yes, along with the person before him, Hillary Clinton, the Syria war. Think about it. Every conflict the U.S. has been involved in has been complete disaster, like Israel and Gaza, and so Ukraine, Russia, Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, Libya. It literally every like even the war in Serbia and the Bosnian war, right? And never forget when the Chinese embassy, when the missile was struck the Chinese embassy, it killed the 3 Chinese nationals, right? 100% war crime. And then not like every single one. Even the United States, in order to create the state of Kosovo, the United States went to Serbia and carpet bombed basically the entire Serbia for 78 days straight in order to separate Kosovo from Serbia. They committed crimes against humanity. Every single foreign conflict America has been involved in has been a 100% disaster, has been 100% a shit show. And that's why these are the questions people need to be really asking. Like, why is America getting involved in all these insane conflicts, which every single one has ended in disaster? And this is why the whole operation needs to be shut down. Let me go back to read some of the comments. So let me see. Okay. If you're familiar with Eastern Europe, I would want to know your opinion. Is it worth staying there as a young white man, or I should leave a place where I can be appreciated? From Ivan. Thank you, Ivan, for the question. I'm not sure where you live, But I mean, I think the entire world. I mean, I don't know. Want to go? Do you want to go to UK or France or Germany? It's not looking so good. Like Canada, US, Australia. I mean, the whole world is going to shit because people think the grass is greener on the other side. I think I still don't understand why. Even nowadays, like so many Chinese immigrants, they think Canada or America is better. I really don't think it is. And listen, the grass is only greener when you water it, right? And the grass is not greener on the other side. I think so many people are under this misconception that they think that it's just bad luck. They're born in a terrible situation in a terrible part of the world. But when they realize that, sometimes when they actually move to a different country, they think, oh, it's going to be the American dream or Canadian dream. And they realize it's actually a dystopian nightmare. Sometimes I personally I don't think like any of the Western countries, Canada, United States, Australia, New Zealand, UK, France, Germany, Italy. I don't think any of them are actually good places to actually live. There are very very few good places left on Earth, right? And we're living the world is going through a terrible situation, and I don't know. The next generation has to surpass the previous, and they have to turn this around. Or I think we're going to end up in a dystopian nightmare because throughout history, the next generation has always surpassed the previous for every single civilization in order for that civilization to continue and flourish. And when the next generation cannot surpass the previous, that civilization is going to be invaded, and it's the end of that civilization. That's the end of the story. And but I think for every single, it's same thing in China and Korea and Japan. That right now the next generation is doing so much worse versus the previous generation. When you're growing up in a society, and let's say if the previous generation they have given everything they can to you, and so now that you as a hardworking, let's say millennial or Gen Z or Gen Alpha, if you actually wanted to improve yourself, you wanted to get an education, you wanted to work hard, and you wanted to get married, to have children, you want to own a home, and you always could. You have the ability to own a home. You have the ability to find a good, loving wife. You have the ability to raise children. You have the ability to purchase a car. You have the ability to be debt free. And I think if you're in that situation, that is, if you don't mess around, if you really want to work hard, then I think you can look at the previous generation and say, thank you guys so much, for giving me the opportunity to really, really living out my American dream so that, I can finally be a good, loving husband, so I can be a great, loving mother. So thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. However, if you're brought up in a society where over 50% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, what is America's credit card debt? Is this something ridiculous? This is like $2 trillion. I'm pretty sure it's something absolutely ridiculous. I think it could be $3 trillion. So when you're at the point where 50 to 60% of the population live living to paycheck, probably most of America, if they got a check engine light that to turn on their car, where they probably they're terrified to even take their car to the mechanic because they don't have the extra $300-400 to fix their car. If you're at the point, basically, many people are being forced to, like myself, to sleep in their cars. If you're at the point, many people are thinking that they will never be able to get out of debt, where they will never be able to find a loving wife, they will never be able to raise a family or have children, and where divorce is rampant, where drug use is rampant, where homeless rate is rampant, where inflation is rampant. And I'm sorry to say, but this generation did not cause of this. All of this happened are the consequences of the actions from the previous generation. Because when the previous generation does that to you, then yes, I think they have to take the vast majority of the blame. Because what else are the young people today supposed to do? Because you have to be honest, even with two incomes, and let's be honest, right? Take out the expectations from all the feminists who say they want to make this much money. Let's be realistic. In America, right, some statistics could vary slightly, but the average white man in America today makes $52,000 US. That is the average, okay? The average, that's for the white man. The average black man in America makes roughly $42,000 US per year. The average Hispanic man makes roughly $47,000. Asians actually highest roughly $60,000 a year. So, and for women, it's slightly lower. But let's say if you're a white couple, let's say we'll just say the woman also makes $52,000. So, with a combined income of $104,000 per year, let's say if you're a couple living in New York City, with that kind of income, you will never ever be able to afford to buy a home. You can never even think about paying a down payment. You can never even afford to raise a single children, and that's the state of our society. we're living in. Because back then, everybody that worked hard could afford to buy a home. Every guy that worked hard could afford to find a wife, could afford to raise 3 children, and they could afford to be debt free when they're in their 40s. They could also have a summer cottage home. They could have a boat that's they take out once every weekend. They could afford to go spend their winter months in Mexico. The previous generation, everybody that wanted to work hard, that wanted to change their life, they could. But this generation, nobody can do that anymore. And I think, yes, these are some of the key questions that the moderators should ask at the debate, because this is where society is at now. Nobody can afford that kind of lifestyle now. Everybody's struggling. That's why there's rampant crime, rampant depression, rampant drug use. Because, think about it. A lot of this is generated, for example, racism. Do you think that, let's say 4 guys, you have a Chinese billionaire, an Indian billionaire, a black billionaire, and a white billionaire. If they actually sat down, in a room together, maybe they're just having champagne, eating some sushi, playing some poker. Do you think they will ever talk about racism or discrimination? It's all 100% bullshit. If you're a billionaire, do you think Michael Jordan cares about racism? Do you think LeBron James cares about that stuff? I know he talks about that stuff, but that's just for his image, so that he can get some more sponsors to make more money. He doesn't give a shit. Like, he lives in a $30 million home in Bel Air. Literally, he lives around like 0 black people. Like 99% of his neighbors are white. A lot of these black influencers, they say helping the black community, all full of shit. Look at Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, I think he's worth like $225 million. He's a minority owner of Utah Jazz, right? He has a mansion, like maybe $10-20 million mansion in rural Utah. Yeah, I don't think there's maybe like Utah's black population is maybe 0.1%. Yeah, all these black people who get extremely rich, they all go to places where there's literally no black people. They're 100% so full of shit. Where Barack Obama, right? Oh my God, don't get me started on Barack Obama. He was raised, first of all, he's biracial, right? He almost never talks about the white side of his family, but basically his father abandoned him, right? His father married like 4 times or something. He has, I don't know how many siblings, a lot of siblings, half siblings, right? And Barack Obama, and he was raised by his maternal grandparents, both were white, and he almost never mentions them, the fact that he's biracial. And it's interesting, people keep talking about white privilege, but people like Barack Obama or Meghan Markle, people who are mixed, half black, they never say they're white. If there's white privilege, if you're mixed, half and white, black, why don't you say you're white if there's white privilege? They only say they're black. Do you know where Barack Obama and Michelle Obama lives? Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard is 99.9% white. 99.9% white. I'm serious. In the entire area near where they live, okay, except for Barack and Michelle Obama, and there are literally no black people. Every single one of them that lives around them is white. It's interesting they keep talking about racism, white supremacy. All the black people, when they get rich, they only want to be surrounded by white people. And I think I'll release one of the videos. I met one of my subscribers. We had a conversation right in front of the NCC, and we talked about this issue. Another issue on the Black America. I'm sure Lindsay Davis or whatever, they'll bring up this question. But a real issue, I believe the number one issue, I think, a lot of these black influencers, they do talk about a lot of crazy stuff like Dr. Umar. But I think Dr. Umar is right about one thing. Yes, in America, most black men are married to black women. I believe that if you go to black demographics, the last time I checked was 85%. However, right, if you go to the hood, right, you almost never see a black guy from the hood who's making $30,000 a year with a white girl. Maybe like 2 or 3% of the time. You almost never ever see that. However, look at all the rich black men, right? From Tiger Woods, like look at those black athletes, like even Shannon Sharp, like the black guys, the sportscasters, guys on TV, Craig Melvin, Lester Holt, all the black guys, Michael Jordan, he has slept, Michael Jordan has probably slept with over 1,000 women. Most of them are white or Latin. He's with a Latin girl right now. Bronny James is with a white girl, right? Almost every single one of them, 70 to 80% of them. Look at the NFL draft, right? 2024 NFL draft. 70 to 80% of the black players have a white girlfriend, right? And this is the issue. When black men get super rich, when they're signing these $10 million, $20 million, $50 million contracts, they all find a white or Latin woman. That's why, I mentioned before, marriage and relationship, that's a financial transaction between man to the woman. You will never see a rich, like upper class white woman marrying a black guy from the hood, right? Some rapper making $25,000, $30,000 a year. It's all these black, like professional athletes who are making, 30, 40, $50 million a year. They're all funding these snow bunnies. And they obviously, and no shit, you're going to be poor, because as soon as one of the black guys from the hood makes it, he moves out of the black neighborhood. He goes to fucking, like Dwayne Wade goes to rural Utah where there are no black people. Like Barack Obama, who lives in Martha's Vineyard, that's 99% white. And or they just find a white girl, like Craig Melvin from NBC News, right? He lives in he's area I looked up. I think he lives in an area that's like 96% white. He also married a snow bunny. You look up his dating history, never dated a black woman. He makes maybe $1 million a year. As soon as black men get rich, right, they just find a white or Latin woman. That's why black people are so poor. I'm sorry, like, I do agree with that part with Dr. Umar, because there's obviously a pandemic, and if they can actually come up with the stats, I want to actually see this. Like black men who are making, let's say, $200,000 or above in the US, the amount of black men who will actually enter interracial marriage, if they're making 200K a year or above, I would say it's probably like 65 or 70%. It's very obvious. You're looking at the NBA and NFL players, look at their wives and girlfriends, and that's a major issue, right? And I had a conversation. I think I recorded maybe 25 minutes of it with there's another black woman. She's one of my subscribers. She lives near Philly, so we recorded a conversation. I'll post some parts of it. But yeah, it is a real issue, and she did talk about it. But yes, she's also in an interracial marriage, but she's talking about, it's rampant. And she said that she's from like born raised in New Jersey. She like Camden, New Jersey, nearby. She said that she's seen that her whole life. As soon as a black man gets rich, they only date white or Latin women. So, but did I get off topic? Let me go back to read some of the comments. But yeah, I think that's another great topic, because obviously during the debate tonight, they'll bring up a Black America. I think that's the issue. A lot of people need to look at and say that, well, yeah, no shit. As soon as a black guy makes to the top 1%, like he's gone. Like Dwayne Wade. Oh, by the way, yeah, Dwayne Wade. He's from what's the neighborhood it's called? I think, is it Washington Park? It's one of the hoods in the south side of Chicago. Like Dwayne Wade is legit from the hood, right? And look at what happens. Why doesn't he go back to the south side of Chicago? I've been to the south side of Chicago 3 times. There's a lot of issues. I've never seen crime and poverty like that. And a lot of people, they don't want to talk about these things. But I'm sorry, like, you want to be controversial. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. So in the city of Chicago, by the way, it's not the crime capital of the world, of America, because it does have a lot of people, because a lot of crimes, you have to look at it per capita rate. Chicago has, close to 3 million people. It's the 3rd largest city in America behind New York and Los Angeles. But this south side of Chicago is very bad. Like 90% of the people living south side of Chicago is either black or Hispanic. Probably maybe 60% black, 30% Hispanic, like 10% other. But on average in Chicago, roughly every year, you can look up the crime statistics. So there are roughly 500 murders. 500 murders, and the people say they want to defund the police. 50% of the murders in Chicago goes unsolved every single year. It is severely under-policed. So you have basically 1.5 shootings a day. So out of those 500 murders that happen in Chicago, roughly 400 out of the 500 are black people killing black people. Like, why does nobody want to talk about that? That's literally over 1 black person per day getting killed by another black person. That is absolutely horrific. Like, I went to that, like, I saw it myself, right? I didn't, like, live or stay there. I was scared to go there at nighttime. Just during the day, I just drove by. And I could not believe, and so many people are unemployed. It's unbelievable. Like, you're just driving down 12:30 in the afternoon. You're driving down the road, right? You see a bunch of black people, young children, 18-year-olds just wandering onto the streets and with their pants pulled down, up to nothing. When you have basically, I don't know, what's the unemployment rate there? If you have 50% of the people that's not working, that's, I don't know what they're collecting, stamps from the government. And if they're living like that out on the street at 12:30 on Monday afternoon, like a just bunch of young people, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, up to nothing, right? No wonder why you have 500 murders a year. And yes, 400 roughly every single year. Some years it could be 390, some years it could be 410. But if you look up the crime statistics, it comes out to basically averages around 500 a year. And 400 of them are black people killing black people. And these are the issues the mainstream media don't want to address. This is a huge problem, because what you end up doing is that you're hurting black people. And if one of those guys from the hood, from the south side of Chicago, if they make it to the NBA, if they become Dwayne Wade, if they end up making $200 million and they move to like rural Utah, like these black people, they're destroying themselves. Why don't you go back and help these people? Because I do agree, like on average, like black Americans there's like extreme poverty and crime going on. Like I have never seen that level of poverty, because I've been to Baltimore too, like where those black people live in the hood. It's unbelievable. I thought I was in Syria, Afghanistan. I cannot believe how poor these black folks are. I think there's issue, but I think you have to look at the number one problem is that okay, who is running these counties? Every single one of these inner cities, okay, that's rampant with poverty and drug use and crime, it's all run by Democrats. Every single one of them, right? Look at the inner cities in St. Louis, in Memphis, in Chicago, right? In New York, in Harlem. Every single one of them in Milwaukee, in Los Angeles, in Chicago. Every one of these inner cities is filled with crimes. It's all run by Democrats, every single one of them. And it's unbelievable. I don't know how the Democrats like brainwash all these black people. They keep voting Democrats. It's unbelievable how they can continue to get their support after all of these years. And I think a lot of people like needs to like wake the FUCK up, especially I'm sorry to be rude or honest, but I really like the conversation I had with this black woman. But she's saying that yeah, the Democrats absolutely don't give a shit about you. I'm not saying the Republicans are perfect. I mean, they have a lot of issues as well. I agree, but you have to look at who's the lesser evil. Every single one of these inner city neighborhoods, the majority black neighborhoods filled with poverty, crime, and drug use, it's all run by Democrats. Every single one of them. There's not a single one that's been run Republican. Like South Side of Chicago, that's been blue for what 50, 60, 70 years. I don't know when the last time it was red. It has always been blue, and it has always been like that. 500 murders a year, and something needs to be changed. So I think I went on for a long time, but yeah, I think they'll bring up this issue tonight. But I think many of you guys need to, the real issue needs to be addressed. Why is that when black men get super rich, they go to places where there are absolutely no black people and they only date white women? Yeah, that is a very, very serious topic that needs to be discussed. So let me see. I think I paused on the comments. Let me read some of the comments because I ran it down for maybe 10-15 minutes. So I'm on for about an hour. I think I will stay on for like maybe 2 hours. So I think that's a good length because I do want to get ready for the debate as well. Well, I'm not going to be debating, but I do, especially the first debate. I want to watch the entire debate, and I want to fact check on some of the topics as well. So let me read some of the comments. Not to be pessimistic, will you be able to accomplish or change from a debate? What will you be able to accomplish or change from attending these debates? Well, I mean, I'm live at the hotel. I was hoping the debate would be earlier so I can actually attend. I thought it would be 6 or 7 o'clock, but the fact that it's 9 o'clock, and I think it was good coming to Philly. I think I got to talk to some people, learn about the culture. Well, what I accomplish, well, that's up to you to decide. I hope you have learned something useful from the live stream. I think my key message is that, there are a lot of people, a lot of issues like what I've discussed, like America's military bases, like Camp Humphreys, like Diego Garcia, like and Okinawa. I think these issues that won't be discussed, and also what I said about Black America. There's issues. Definitely, I agree. There's issues, and and these are the issues that the mainstream media they won't bring up. And I think this is what needs to be heard. And like I said, this is what needs to be what is really hurting America, right? Every single one of these inner cities is run by Democrats. That's the reality. So let's see. Let me read some of the other comments. Do you think leftism could spread to Romania? A year ago, they added class on holo thingy and passive aggressive. I don't know, but Romania, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in Romania. That's why Andrew Tate moved there, right? I think, well, like the thing is with Andrew Tate, like he talks about a lot of really good stuff, but he also talks a lot of BS. I think the reason why he moved to Romania was, well, because he's essentially an OnlyFans pimp, right? And he's under house arrest again, right? Because Romania and Albania is known for basically sex trafficking, right? They're trafficking like 12 or 13-year-old virgins, and they're putting them up for sale. It's absolutely terrible what's happening there. So I don't know. I don't know a lot about Romania, but I think that's why Andrew Tate moved there. The fact that he chose a country like Romania. Yeah, I'm sorry. He says a lot of good things, but he definitely says a lot of crazy things. And it's very questionable that he moved to that country because I've seen what's going on. I think that's how he made so much money. He's self-claimed to be a billionaire, right? Because, well, he was literally basically getting all these OnlyFans models. That's how he made so much money because it's a crazy business. Some of these models are making like $1 million a month. And imagine like he was probably getting insane commission from that. So, but I don't know. Listen, all the countries on earth are following a very similar path. It's all going like shit, right? China, Japan, South Korea, same thing. Divorce rate rampant, nuclear family gone, economy going to shit. So, one thing I mentioned this before continuously. Yeah, one thing I do want to mention, you can bring up Black America as well. And the reason why China's economy is struggling, right? Japan's economy is struggling, South Korea's economy is struggling, Taiwan's economy is struggling, and it's very obvious, right? And same thing with what's happening in Black America. You have to have the nuclear family for a functioning society. So in for example, I mentioned this in my videos multiple times. If you have one family, let's say a father, mother, and two children, they all live in one house, right? No food gets wasted. For all the people who are protesting about climate change, right? Literally, with a family of four, whatever you buy, you eat everything. Nothing gets wasted, right? You pay one rent or one mortgage. You have one electricity bill. You have one water bill. You have, one vehicle, so one gas bill and one insurance. So everything you pay single, and all the utilities, you only need one. You don't need two dishwashers. You don't need two sets of laundry machines or dryers. When you get divorced, or you have a case in Black America where 70 and 80% of the children are being raised by a single Black woman, this is the issue. Because when you split that nuclear family into two, usually you have a mother with two children and a father. So now your rent or mortgage payment doubles. And the food waste, especially as a single guy, if you're living alone, like you're gonna waste a lot of food, right? It's extremely difficult to not waste any food when you're living alone. So your electricity bill doubles, your water doubles, right? Your internet fee doubles. You need two cars, right? Your car payment doubles, your gas money, your insurance doubles, everything, utilities, you need double the utilities. So that doubles. So it does not make any freaking sense, right? And a lot of these policies, especially around no-fault divorces, needs to be get rid of because it's getting too rampant, right? Japan's divorce rate, I think, around 50%, right? China is actually, I think it's over 50%. It's gotten so bad. Literally everybody I know is getting divorced. And in South Korea, like in America, I know it's around 50%, but that's for all marriages. And I've also said this before, you should only be allowed one marriage. That's it. I'm not against divorce, but no fault divorce should be get rid of. And also, if you choose to file for divorce, you're done. You have one opportunity, you got one shot, you broke your marriage vow, right? It's supposed to be, married for life. It's supposed to be one person for life, right? And no matter what, right? No, for better or for worse. But if you choose to get divorced, that's it. Don't get remarried because the divorce rate for first marriage in America is roughly 40%. It's actually not 50%. So, and I believe for second marriage is around 80, and for third marriage is 95. If you get divorced, you will get divorced again and again and again. So in South Korea, the divorce rate is actually higher than America. You think this is a conservative Asian country with very conservative family values. So the divorce rate in South Korea for first marriage is 47%. That's for first marriage. I believe overall their divorce rate is like 57% or 56% or something. This is gotten so ridiculous. That's why I tell people these economies are struggling, because when you split a family into two, everything doubles. Your rent, your mortgage, your car payment. And this is a complete disaster. It's happening worldwide. This is why the entire world is going downhill, is struggling. Unless you can restore the nuclear family. And same thing in Black America. You have one Black father that's living somewhere else, and his two children, and he has a Black baby mama living somewhere else. Yeah, that family's got no chance. Right, so everybody else is just gonna suffer from this. You have to keep the nuclear family together. Unfortunately, the world it's pretty much the same thing. And even if countries with almost no divorces like India, well, I've said a lot of things about India, but they do have a lot of issues. So, but maybe I'll save it for a later topic. Let me read some of these comments. I'm getting a little behind. Hopefully, these legitimate questions. So, more people have joined. Thank you, guys. So now I have 133 people. So I'll keep this live stream. Well, so. Let me see. Do you think leftism? So this Romania question. But yeah, if you think Romania is bad, honestly, like you want to move to the UK or France, I don't think it's going to be better. I think just try to make whatever you can, whatever situation you're dealing with, where you're living right now. I don't think relocating to another part of the world is really going to solve the issue, because the whole world is facing the same thing. So, okay. It's been some. Let me see. The Romanian region, I hope that at least a decent American town. What's up? So Tyrone pumping and dumping. Let me see. Do you live in Romania? Okay, I think some of these are people talking to like each other in the chat. So ask people of Okinawa how much they love the American soldiers. I don't think like most people in Japan probably have a much idea, but the 1.6 million Japanese who live in Okinawa, I'm pretty sure they're 100% like they want the Americans to get the FUCK out of there. Like that's like you can look up the military base. Like they've committed so much crime, and so many Japanese women are getting impregnated. And I'm sorry to say, I'm not trying to be racist, but most of it is happening by black soldiers. Black American soldiers are going to Okinawa and then locking up a bunch of Japanese women, and then leaving them with a bunch of light skinned babies. And unfortunately, like the media don't want to cover it, but that's what's happening. That's why I think they have no business of being there. So let's see. One of the okay, would you create your own political party? No, I don't think I'm a political person. So I'm covering these topics because I just figured once in a 4-year opportunity. But I don't think this is in the future going to be a political channel. I think politics is a dirty business, man. I think generally people who are generally good at heart don't become politicians. But I have a lot of respect for Trump, but I think the vast majority of politicians, this is including the Republicans, like I'm not saying that Republicans are great or something, but I think they're the lesser evil. Let's just put it that way. I think people who are genuinely good at heart don't become politicians, right? Almost every single one of them is extremely corrupt on both sides. So yeah, and no, I don't think I will be into politics. I think the contents from China, which is gonna hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, will air on January 1st, 2025. I want to bring to you guys some wholesome, family friendly contents. People stuff that can bring a smile to your face, and the stuff that can basically make you forget about the insane world we live in just for just a moment. I want you guys something for you guys to enjoy. Yeah, because it doesn't matter what you say in politics. There's always people who are going to be triggered, and people are going to be pissed off and not be happy at you. And also, yes, I do agree. Like it doesn't matter which side you support. There are extreme issues on both sides. But right now, I have to say that the Democrats, they're the 100% evil. Okay, I did bring up this conversation. One thing, I know I talk a lot about black people in my video. So listen, this is the most racist party in existence. Okay, the Democrats, how they view black people, how they treat black people. I don't know how they can continue to get the black vote. There's a rapper. Okay, I don't know if I can include this in my video. I'll mention this briefly. Her name is Glorilla. I've been to Memphis. Okay, you guys know Glorilla, so it's not like gorilla. The fact that she's a black woman, she calls herself Glorilla, I think that's very concerning. So she released a single earlier this year, either last year or earlier this year. It's called, okay, I can't say it. I'm gonna spell it out for you. Okay, it's called FUCKNIGGA for free. No, I'm serious. You can look this up. She released a single called N-word for free earlier this year. This is a black rapper named Glorilla from Memphis, Tennessee. This is black culture for you, okay? But here's now the crazy part, right? She released the single. It's literally about basically becoming baby mama, getting knocked up, drilled by a bunch of Tyrones, getting impregnated, basically having, getting cream pied, like no protection, getting abortion to get rid of babies. That's what the song's about. Do you know what happened right after? She gets invited to the White House to meet Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yeah, no, that actually happened. She actually shook hands with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden in order to celebrate black culture and black female empowerment. You look up her single. Yeah, it's called N-word for free. Yeah, and that's black culture. This is how the Democratic Party views black Americans. Like, how insulting and how humiliating is that? Like, they're literally, like, there's no party on earth that's more racist than the Democratic Party. That's how they view black people. It's absolutely, remember the Democratic Convention in Chicago? They got Megan Thee Stallion. Like, that's Megan Thee Stallion, really? Like, that's who black women should be looking up to? Look at Megan Thee Stallion. What's the first thing you think of? You think she's a stripper, OnlyFans model, a porn star. She was literally twerking on stage, and they bring her over. Out of all the black women they could have chosen, they chose Megan Thee Stallion. That, like, probably one of the worst candidates. Like, I don't know if anybody can be worse. Like, Nicki Minaj is probably just as bad. Was Nicki Minaj there also? But yeah, this is how they view black America. 100% like, no, I'm serious. Like, especially if you're black, look at that single, N-word for free. And she gets invited to the White House to meet Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to celebrate black female empowerment. Yeah, like, you gotta stop supporting this party. This is I don't know I don't know what to call them. Like, the most vicious, the most vile, the most condescending party on earth, especially towards black people. You gotta stop supporting them, because if there's any way for the Democrats to win this election, for Kamala Harris, right? Remember, I said not last election, 92% of black women voted for Democrats. I think that's why they keep saying Kamala Harris is black. That's their only path to victory. I think Trump has a 90% shot of winning this. No, it's not guaranteed, but if there's any path for the Democrats to win, it's for black people, especially black women, to keep voting for them in these inner cities. That's how if the black woman in inner cities in Philadelphia keeps voting for them, that's how they're gonna take Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania is probably the most important swing state. You got to stop supporting this party. This 100%, like every single one of those, AOC, right? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, even Bernie Sanders. Well, like, I don't want to say bad things about him. I generally think he's a good guy, but I think the Democrats do have something dirty on him. But Bernie Sanders, he's too far gone now. But like that is a evil, vicious party. Okay, so let me go down. But yeah, look up a Glorilla. So let me go down and read some of these comments. I don't see those comments. I'm not seeing bots. The hate speech don't show up on YouTube. Auto block. Oh, yeah. So some of the comments they get actually automatically flagged. So sometimes I click on them. I like show the comments. There are some people, I don't know if they're bots. Some people have been leaving vicious comments. The last live stream I had to block 2 people. So far I've only blocked 1 person, but because there are people who are coming here and typing in comments. They're like some comments, for example, I would say like shut the F up, like you freaking retard. Like those people, like if that's not a bot, like that is a person full of hatred. I think there's absolutely no place for that here. So let me see. Hope all is well. Your videos are really informative. Thank you. So let me see. Read some of the comments. I see a few hockey twat videos. That's just beginning. Let me see. Nothing but the truth over here. Woman driver moment. What? Okay. In the U.S. Strategic defense relationship is mutually beneficial. Korea enjoys protection of the U.S. military of the same way Jakarta shares space in China. China's protection. Okay, well, I mean, I covered up briefly, but if you think the military-industrial complex, if you support it, I mean, that's your opinion. I can't really change your mind, but the thing is, the reason why America is so broke, I remember, like I said, America literally spent $8 trillion on wars in the Middle East. That's why the country is so broke. It doesn't. That's why everybody's struggling, right? That's why like the taxpayers' dollars needs to go back to American citizens, not to go to invade Iraq. I'm sorry, and I want to talk about Israel, but I don't want to get into trouble. That's just I'll leave that there. But I do want to say America should not be supporting Israel as well. I'm not pro or anti-Israel, but remember, America is also donating $3.3 billion a year to the Israeli to the IDF, right? Absolute insanity, right? America should not be donating any more money to these people or to Boeing or to Raytheon. America needs to focus on Americans who are struggling. And not, I'm talking about not single ethnicity, just people who are American citizens, right? Whether you're born and raised here or if you came here legally, whether you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, right? And that's what the tax dollar needs to be spent on, not some $8 trillion on wars in the Middle East. This is 100% insanity. It's like a freaking mafia. Basically, that's what the American government has become. Okay, let me see. You should stream during the debate. I don't know, because when people are watching the debate, that's going to be difficult, right? So I thought about it, and then just if the debate is happening, then people are going to be watching the debate. So I think that this way it's okay. So it's good. Right now I got 140 people to join. So yeah, I did. If you just joining, you can. I'll save this live stream. It's going to be on my channel, so you can go back and watch later some of the key topics that should be discussed during the debate, which the moderators won't ask any of the candidates. Let me see. Okay. This guy, one black guy. Hi. Okay. Oh, this guy only has a problem when black guys get Asian women pregnant. I'm just telling you guys, man. It's okay. All right. Okay. It's a problem. Why wouldn't he? Sam Carter, do you want to start a debate here? What is happening with native Ukrainians? Oh yeah. Okay. One thing about Ukraine. So Canada has taken in a lot of Ukrainians. And here's the thing with Ukraine. A lot of Ukrainian men are actually arriving in Canada as well. So I think what is happening is that if you're rich enough, you can avoid the military draft. You can somehow magically escape the country, right? That's why this issue needs to get like solved, because Ukraine is 100% like screwed because I'm pretty sure the people who have escaped Ukraine, they're all the top 10, top 5, top 2% of income earners. If you have enough money, you can buy your way through the system. You can pay somebody, let's say 50K, say, oh, I want to seek refugee in the UK or in Australia or in Canada or in the UK or in the United States, right? If you have money, you can find a way to escape. But the broke Ukrainians, they got no chance. The men have to die on the battlefield. If you're a woman, you just, I don't know, even the ones that have fled to Poland or Hungary, I heard a lot of them are becoming like strippers and prostitutes in order to make some cash. All of them are struggling. So all the rich Ukrainians, they all have all left. In fact, where I live in Ottawa, there must be Ottawa must have welcomed like at least a couple thousand Ukrainians. I see so many of them, and so the people with all the money, all the wealth, they have all left Ukraine. So all the poor people, they're the only ones left in the country. That country is 100% screwed. They'll never ever be able to escape poverty because all the rich people have left. Right, that's what they're left dealing with, and you might not like it. So Trump, obviously, this topic is going to get brought up during the debate. Listen, I know it's not perfect. There's only one way to end this conflict. So you have to give Putin a platform to step down. I'm sorry to say a lot of people aren't going to like this, but here's the thing. Over 1 million people have died for absolutely nothing, right? Nothing has happened. So the only way for this conflict to end, and Trump hasn't made it clear, but there's only one path. So part of Ukraine is going to get annexed by Russia. Okay, that's condition number one. Some parts who have been invaded by Russia, that's going to be given to Russia. That is no longer going to belong to Ukraine. And also condition number two is that Ukraine must sign a contract so that they can never ever join NATO. Actually, even Zelensky, before the invasion happened, he agreed to this. He went to meet Putin, right, in Turkey, and there was like a agreement. It was this freaking thick with all the conditions, because we'll never know all the details. But even President Zelensky, as corrupt as he is, he agreed that we'll sign this contract with Putin that Ukraine will never ever join NATO, so that we can avoid a total war with each other. We can avoid this invasion. And it was Boris Johnson. Freaking the CIA sent Boris Johnson to Turkey. He went in and literally told Zelensky, "You cannot sign this," and he ripped up the contract. Yeah, it was actually freaking Boris Johnson. Remember, COVID lockdown party, right? That was him. That's the reason why he had to step down. He told everybody to stay the FUCK home, and he was having all these lockdown parties on 10 Downing Street. So Boris Johnson ripped up this agreement. So that agreement has to get rewritten, has to be revised, and it has to get signed by Ukraine, by Zelensky. Ukraine must never ever join NATO. Unfortunately, a part of Ukraine has to get annexed, because I know it's not perfect, but like Trump hasn't said clear details, but that is the only way the war is going to end. Because right now, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they have no solution, right? You cannot just keep giving money to Ukraine, because nobody's winning this war, and millions of people will die if this war continues to drag on for absolutely nothing, and it's left Ukraine with total destruction, right? All the rich people have left, and all the poor people will continue to suffer. And I'm sorry to say, and this question, well, like Trump will be asked this question, I'm pretty sure. I want to see what his answer is, because I don't see anything else. Like I said, condition number one, part of Ukraine gets those eastern provinces will get annexed, and number two is that the Ukraine will never ever join NATO. That's the two conditions which is going to end this war. I know it's controversial, it's not great, but like Kamala Harris, she's not going to have any solution to end this war. Like, do you as an American taxpayer want to pay another $200 billion to Ukraine, which is going to solve absolutely nothing? So yeah, there's no easy way out of this. And once again, if Trump was in power, this war would have never happened. Putin wouldn't have dared to go into Ukraine. So yeah, we'll see what they say at the debate tonight. This question will definitely get brought up. Let me see what's happening with. So that's the question from Clate YR. So yeah. But yeah, Ukraine, whatever happens, they're 100% screwed, because all the rich people have left. They only have the poor people left. I'm waiting for Sam Carter. I'm waiting on him to share his source to claim that. Well, I think it's It's very difficult, but you're gonna have to go to the. I don't know if you can make your way to Camp Humphreys. You have to go there and see. And so I'll go pass on that. I think there was another super chat. So let me this one. Okay, Dead Man Walking 199. Thank you. This is your first super chat or super thank you. It's prostitution detrimental to society. Hard to say. If prostitution wasn't around, I think there would be a lot of issue, because What about, especially, and like I said, it's the problem in America and Canada might be a little bit different, especially if you're in a country like China or India, right? China has roughly 40 million excess men. So it doesn't matter what you do, even if with arranged marriage, there's 40 million excess men. Doesn't matter what you do, they cannot find a woman. And in India, it's roughly 70 million. India's issue is way worse than China. And they didn't even have the one child policy. Oh, by the way, right? Here's the thing, right? If people say, oh, the gender gap between man and woman in India is all fake. Okay, here's the thing. America, right? How many abortions are a year in America, right? 1 million abortions. How many abortions do you think happen in India every single year? India is the world capital of abortions, okay? 17 million abortions a year. 17 million abortions in India per year. That's where they got their 70 million excess men, because it's a sick culture, man. They keep killing all the baby girls. So roughly India's like marriage range, roughly, let's say 18 to 35. For every 100 women, there's roughly 130 men. So what are the excess men going to do, right? And if you got rid of prostitution, I think there's going to be massive like issue, man. There's going to be a rape epidemic that's gonna, basically sweep through the world. So I know it's controversial, it's not great. It's just like what I said about the solution to the Ukraine and Russia problem. But so it's a fifth. You can have to look at both sides of the coin. It's not great, but like I think there has to be some level of prostitution, right? Because there are way too many excess men in this world. And in India, if you have 70 million excess men, if you banned prostitution, there's going to be a massive crisis. So let me go back to read some of the comments. I'm short. They're just trolling. Ignore them. You need a moderate. Did you get simps? Did you get simps and people donate for you after watching you eat on stream? What? Watching you eat on stream? I'm not eating anything, so I'm not sure what you mean. Troll comments on our YouTube chat. My gosh, who could hate you? Well, thank you, Lisa, for the comments. Well, I mean, my videos, unfortunately, some people had to get blocked, but my videos have definitely offended many people. It's a good thing. I think that the group I've been staying away from is the 2S LGBTQAI plus community. I think, yeah, like those videos are dangerous. If I started doing a lot of those videos, like, Matt Walsh is permanently demonetized. So, and they're the ones that get most triggered. So you got to really be careful. Like, I think, you can talk about even blacks, Indians, and Muslims, but like, I think it's one topic you should stay away from is the 2S LGBTQAI plus community, because that is a dangerous area. By the way, Starbucks, right? It's the same thing. I thought that was the Canada thing. The Starbucks down here in Philly too. How come every time I'm scared to go into Starbucks now? Because every time you walk in, how come all of their staff, right? They all look like they're non-binary or gender fluid, and they have Z0 they them pronouns. Every single one of them, man. Because when I'm walking to Starbucks, I'm scared. I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna misgender someone. What is the effing deal with Starbucks? Every single Starbucks is like that in Canada and the US now. When you walk in, they're all freaking non-binary and gender fluid and lay them. Yeah, I think Matt Walsh should do a documentary on like what the hell happened to Starbucks, right? I'm seriously concerned. Like, how can those people work next to each other? Aren't they worried about like misgendering each other all the time? But yeah, I think if there's one topic, if you guys want to make contents, you gotta be careful about the 2S LGBTQI plus community, because they can be absolutely vicious. In fact, just by saying that, I could probably, offended some people. But also, yeah, stay away from Starbucks, man. Like, they're the world capital of wokeness. Every single one of them is all freaking non-binary now, all of their staff. Yeah, Jesus. I wonder how do they label their bathrooms? Just all gender inclusive, I guess. So, let me see. Okay, let me go down and read some of the comments. Let's see. Well, well, I don't think I can become the president. Well, first of all, you need to be a U.S. citizen. I mean, I could try to get it, but like it would take a very long time. But I don't think I want American citizenship. And in the future, I want to move to a small island country. I think the number one goal, if I achieve some level of financial stability, I think I've lost faith in human civilization. I would totally, if I was financially stable, I would move to like St. Kitts and Nevis, or like the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or like what's those places called, like Aruba or Fiji. Yeah, I think I will move to one of those countries away from humanity. Yeah, I would just be drinking some Sprite, sitting on a chair by the beach. Yeah, maybe eating some fish taco. Yeah, I that's actually the life I want to live. I think, if I get to that, well, I mean, this is much later down in my life. If I achieve financial stability, I've lost faith in the human civilization. Sorry to say. Okay, Juan Bra. So How do you feel Trump? Do you think he's the answer? Well, I do genuinely think that, I understand he's not perfect, but he genuinely loves America. Think about it. He's 78-year-old billionaire. He could just be chilling. Like he could he could be drinking cocktail at Fiji, right? He could just be chilling at his yacht in the Pacific Island, right? He could be playing golf every day at Mar-a-Lago. And even a lot of people, they keep attacking Trump. When he was president from 2017 to 2020, right? He never took his salary. The salary for the United president, I think, is $420,000 US a year. He never took his salary. I don't know who ended up benefiting, right? He said he doesn't need it. He should go back to the American people because he said, I'm a billionaire. I don't need that kind of money. Although that probably helped him with his some of his taxes because they will count as a donation or something. It will be a form of donation of $420,000 a year. It will help him with his tax deduction. So, but here's the thing. I don't think if Trump didn't genuinely love America, if he genuinely didn't want world peace, he wouldn't be coming back to do all of this. Because he could have said, F it. Why do I need all of this for? I think he genuinely wants world peace and he wants to fix what's happening in the world and he wants to fix America. That's why he's coming back. I think he has good intentions at heart. I understand he's not the perfect guy, but I think America and the world needs him. He had the best foreign policy from 2017 to 2020. Only president in recent memory that did not start any wars. Look at how many wars freaking Bill Clinton and Barack Obama started, right? The war in Syria. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Anthony Blinken, those four, the top four, 100% responsible for what happened in Syria. So money laundering. You only tell the truth. All right, let me see. You only tell the truth. Some people might not like the truth or do not want to hear the truth. Yes, the truth is what really, really hurts many people very, very... it's, how do I want to put this in a good way? Oh, there's a saying in China. There's old saying in China. So the Chinese emperors, way back in the day, they used to have earplugs. It's crazy because... So they actually... the head eunuch, the one that serves the emperor, way back like hundreds and thousands of years ago. So every time... So when the servants, when these government officials, when they want to write a situation about what's happening, for example, a government official from a faraway city is saying that their city is going broke and the economy is going bad, a lot of people are pissed off at you, and they have to first write like a form of letter, and the letter has to get read by the head eunuch first before the emperor actually gets to hear the news. So sometimes if the head eunuch, if he hears about the really, really terrible news, he'll actually give the emperor earplugs. Yeah, to plug his ear. So when he's reading out these basically these envelopes from in the morning court session, and the emperor doesn't hear any of the criticism, so he only hears about great things. Like a government official from another city says that, oh, our economy is growing so much, we doubled our GDP, everybody's happy, everybody loves you. So he only hears the compliments. And when the bad envelopes come, the emperors they're giving a pair of earplugs. In fact, you can look up footages from Richard Nixon when he visited China in 1972. He was offered a pair of these earplugs. Well, he asked for it, right? And the translator was explaining. So like the Chinese politicians for thousands of years has all had these earplugs. Every time they hear something bad, so when the bad news is about to be read to them, they put the earplugs in so they never hear the bad news. I think everybody wants to live in that fantasy and illusion, right? Every time there's the truth comes out about the fact that a city is struggling, like half the people absolutely hate you, they want you to step down, and they put the earplugs in so they never hear anything when the head eunuch reads it out. Yeah, it's called four words in Chinese. It's called 忠言逆耳. 忠言逆耳 means the truth will twist your ears. Yeah, so if you don't want your ears to get twisted by the truth, you put earplugs in. This way you can't hear the truth, so your ears don't get twisted. Yeah, so I think that's the thing. Yeah, remember that. The truth will twist your ears. Yeah, you don't like it, but it's the truth. Oh, and there's another couple of super thank yous. So, let me see. Okay, this is Juan Bra. Thank you for answering my question. Sorry, I'm broke. I can't donate too much. Oh, thank you so much, Juan, for $5. Thank you for your support. Appreciate every single support. And for those guys who are wondering about the super chats, yes, unfortunately, YouTube does take away 30%, but it's okay. I still get most of the money, and your support is greatly appreciated. That's how I'm affording these trips. So after tonight's debate, I will make another trip to the U.S. I will hopefully there's a Q&A session because. Unlike this debate, obviously nobody can actually get in. If I could actually get a ticket to go inside, I would go inside. But the next one I'm going, the Tucker Carlson and JD Vance event in Hershey, Pennsylvania, I actually bought a ticket. So hopefully they have a Q&A session because I have a lot of questions. Hopefully I can ask them because JD Vance has mentioned a lot about the nuclear family. I want to bring up my situation, the fact that everybody in my family has been divorced. I got drug users, gangsters, suicides in my family, and I want to talk to them about the issue. Like, how can you fix the issue of bringing back the nuclear family? It's very, very important. Also, obviously, the growing divide between man and woman, the political divide. So hopefully, I can get some questions in when I attend the Tucker Carlson and JD Vance event. And there's another one from okay, another super thank you, $10, Nico Arcadia. Oh yes, you've donated many times to my channel previously. Thank you so much, Nico, for your donation. So I'm anxious to hear the soft questions asked of Kamala. Some say she will have a hidden earpiece. This debate should be good. Yeah, I 100%. Oh, if you joined this later, so I was here. I mentioned this at the start. So this morning I was interviewed by ABC News. He said he's from Reuters, but his badge said he's from ABC News. Obviously, in front of the National Constitution Center, there's all kinds of media. There's people from like Japan, from France, from Italy. Well, this is the first debate, right? So there's media everywhere. It's complete chaos. So they just stop random strangers. So I thought this guy ABC probably biased. I was 100% right. So he only asked me 2 questions because he thought maybe because I'm Asian, I could possibly be supporting the Democrats. I 100% expected it. Okay, I even asked my name. I didn't hide it. I said, okay, I'm coming from Ottawa, Canada. So, and I said basically, Kamala Harris, she's Scamala. I don't know if that probably won't get aired because they're interviewing so many people, and I don't know if that was live streamed. And I said basically, so Joe Biden is, he is booted off by the Democrats. How does Kamala Harris get nominated? She's had no qualification. She has not done anything for the past 3.5 years, and like inflation, border crisis, everything, the war in Ukraine, all that stuff. And I said she's had no debates, no primary, absolutely nothing. Nobody voted for her. She just gets randomly appointed, and she raises $81 million in 24 hours. I said that's very questionable. Where's that money coming from? So I literally only talked for 2 minutes, and the guy just cut me off. He said, "Okay, thank you. That's it." So that's how you knew. Like, if I was saying that shit about Trump, he would probably keep me there for 30 minutes, the guy from ABC News. He will absolutely bombard me with questions. It's like, yeah, keep talking shit about Trump. But because I started talking shit about, Scamala. But yeah, like, how did she earn her nomination, right? The guy was like, after 2 minutes, okay, this is done. This is how you knew. And they probably won't air that part, right? They're probably gonna, so the guy from ABC News, he'll probably ask, let's say 200 people in the past 2 days to stop by. Now, I think probably 180 of them will say some like shit about Scamala, but they will cut out every single part of that. Maybe 20 people out of 200 will have something negative to say about Trump, and they will air, that's the segment they're going to air, every single one of them, right? So that's how you knew the news is full of shit. Yeah, like 100% biased news, man. It's absolutely terrible. Is ABC News hosting this event? I gotta look it up. I gotta do some search before going to the debate. But yes, I will watch the entire debate live. So yeah, this debate should be good. I'm interested. I'm not so interested in the second or third, but I think the first one will be good. This will be what, 2 to 2.5 hours. So yeah, I'll be up pretty late. Thank you, Nico. It's a great question. But yeah, if you next time, if you're ever at that situation, if you get stopped by the media, all of them are the same. Even Fox News is pretty bad too. If you get stopped by, especially CNN or MSNBC, or so on CBS. In Canada, there's 3 big ones: CTV, CBC, and Global TV. All of them 100% woke, 100% biased. Yeah. So just that's how what the media has become. So thank you, Nico. And let me go read some of the other comments. Okay, there's another one. Thank you all. There's more super chats coming. Thank you for the support. So this is Ezra Angel. I think it's Spanish. Is it Angel? Like Angel de Maria? De Maria? Is it? So I think it's Spanish. Okay. Thank you for 10 euros. Thank you so much. You're coming from Europe. So would you consider setting up a wholly owned foreign enterprise in China for residence permit, where we go there on family visa when we visit? Oh, it's just a family visa. I mentioned this before. I would actually go back to stay in China permanently. I know you guys have been fed a lot of lies. Like I said, what I said about that guy from ABC News, right? Like, you'll interview 200 people, and 180 people will have something negative to say about the Democrats. They cut off that out, and 20 people will have something bad to say about Trump, and that's the 20 interview they will air. So a lot of people, stuff you see on the news about China is simply not true, okay? Like, honestly, like, I don't think, I understand China is not the best country in the world, but if you want to, like, putting everything into perspective, right? If you actually want me to put the countries in ranking order, I honestly think China overall is probably better than America and Canada. That's my honest opinion. I don't think, there are a lot of good things from China as well. Like, my mom, she wouldn't have had the chance to become a millionaire, right? If it wasn't for the policies of the Chinese Communist Party. My dad, he wouldn't be able to had so much money in China that when he came to Canada, he could afford to buy a home for cash. He was never ever in debt, right? That was all thanks to the policies of the Chinese Communist Party. So I mean, there are also a lot of good things about China. I think the media is extremely biased, is extremely woke. Yes, some of the stuff they say is true, I agree. But the thing is, let's say in China, there could be 100 good things and it could be 100 bad things. And they never show you the good things and they show you all of the bad things. So it creates this, what do you call it? What this word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think what's that word that the psychiatrists use. But they're trying to condition you into this bias. Basically, they're trying to tell you that, oh, China is all shit. China hates Muslims. China does this. China is all 100% lies. Like the only reason why I wouldn't be staying in China permanently is just my family is too crazy. Especially the fact that my dad is back in China now. So people can say, well, like, why don't you just move to a different part of the country? But let's say, he lives up north. If I go to the south, nowadays it's a 3 hour flight. So, he can reach me literally within 3 hours. So if my family wasn't so crazy, I would actually go back to China permanently. But there are also lots of good things about China, and hopefully, as I air my series from China, you will see the good things that's coming out of China. This is my honest opinion. Like if I were to put China on a ranking, I will rank it ahead of, I would say, UK, Canada, and Australia and the United States. So yeah, there are lots of good things. So thank you for asking. It's just a temporary family visa. I will have to come back to Canada, but hopefully in a couple years' time I can leave permanently. And I mentioned before in my video, I have a lot of debt to pay off. Once I pay off my debt, hopefully I can just permanently leave Canada. I don't know where I will go exactly. I'll figure it out. But right now, like I said, I do have over $80,000 in debt, or Canadian, so $60,000 US. So yeah, I got a lot to figure out. That's why I gotta produce a kick-ass series. When I return to China, the best series I can possibly produce, right? So thank you so much, Ezra and Hell, and your channel member as well. Thank you so much. Okay. There's more comments. Let me try to read some more comments. Okay, yeah, there are a lot of people that's following. That's good. I got 165 people now. Thank you guys for the support. So I'm coming up to 110 minutes. So let me read the questions. Let me read some of the more comments. About Iran. Well, Iran, a lot of issues, but I not an expert, but the country has issues. Certainly, I don't think they have an immigration policy where you can actually move to Iran, right? Definitely not a country I will move to. Also, I would never ever, to be clear, I'm not pro or anti-Israel, but I would never ever move to live in Israel as well, right? And a lot of these conservative speakers, I'm a little bit concerned because they say, oh, they're not biased or this and that. They say that they just talk about the truth and facts over feelings. But a lot of these conservatives, right, people like Charlie Kirk, right, he's so pro-Israel, it's unbelievable. Like he talks a lot of good stuff, but every time he talks about Israel, like the Houthis, Hezbollah, and the things get really really twisted and convoluted. Same with RFK. Also, how do you know the Democrats are so corrupt, right? The fact that this guy, his entire family, his bloodline has been basically purebred Democrats. His entire generation, everything in his life is about the Democratic Party. The fact that he has now endorsed Trump should tell you that how evil the Democratic Party is. And also, he talks about a lot of good things, but every time he talks about Israel, yeah, it's just I don't know, man. 100%, they're so pro-Israel. It's unbelievable. You should see this homeless guy. I recorded part of the conversation, and I think after 15 minutes I stopped recording. So this is the guy like pro-Israel. He's the first time I've never seen a homeless Jewish guy. So this guy, I kind of feel bad because he's 82 years old and he's a homeless Jewish guy. So he's outside protesting, right? Scam Allah, like kill Hamas, all that stuff. He told me he's been like attacked 3 times, which I'm not shocked. But also, I mean, the guy's 82 years old, man. Really, like the Palestinian protesters. But like a lot of stuff he says about Israel is just 100% not true. Like he was telling me that he still supports Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, you might support Israel, you might not like Israel, but like here's the thing, right? Never mind the Israeli citizens, right? If at this point you still support baby Netanyahu, man, you got some serious like problem up here, man. Like it's unbelievable that he's been in power since 1994, right? On and off, like 4 different times. He was booted off 3 times, then he keeps coming back. Yeah, he's been in charge for longer than Putin. Putin came to power in 1999. Right? This guy has been in charge for Israel since 1994. The fact that there's still people who are supporting Bibi Netanyahu, they're very, very concerned, right? I wonder, I won't be able to talk to Charlie Kirk, but I would seriously question what's going on in his head about his obsession with Israel and Bibi Netanyahu. But another Trump will make Israel a new state of America. Let me move up to some other questions. Yeah. But yeah, like that guy might make it onto the news. I see a lot of news networks like CBS, ABC. They're all interviewing that guy who is pro-Israel, which I'm not surprised. The major news networks are all going to that guy. But I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't think the guy will ever see this video or live stream. But yeah, he told me he was attacked 3 times. He has a hammer. He showed it to me underneath his chair. He said I don't want to get murdered by like a Muslim or something, so I gotta keep myself safe. But he does. I feel bad for him, but like a lot of stuff he talks about doesn't really make any sense. So. Let me see. It's hyper focused. Media is anti Semitic. Unit Party found both sides, Palestine, Israel. Okay. Live stream debate while you comment on Nick Fuentes did the same thing. Nick Fuentes, is he on YouTube? Isn't he banned? Is he on Twitter or like, I mean, X? I'm not sure. I don't know. Nick Fuentes is very questionable. The stuff he used to work for Ben Shapiro, right? Then he started talking stuff about the Jews, and then that's how he got banned on YouTube. He's also banned on TikTok, right? Does he still have a following or a audience? I don't know. Nick Fuentes very questionable. Like some of the stuff I've seen, like the videos he posted are right. He's just like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, like he says a lot of like correct stuff. Then he does like a lot of these stuff where 100% like that's against what he's saying. Like for example, like I said, he is like you cannot deny the fact that he is an OnlyFans pimp. That's how he made so much money, man. Because OnlyFans, man, look at how many like women become multimillionaires because of the business. He talks about all this good stuff like masculinity, stand up for man. Like woman needs to, female sexual promiscuity should not be permitted. And then he becomes an OnlyFans pimp. Even freaking Jordan Peterson's daughter, right, Michaela. She freaking visits him in the outskirts of Bucharest. I'm 100% sure that they hooked up. That's why she got divorced right after, because she said at the point that she already had a son, right? She says, I'm not happy in my marriage. Any woman that's not happy should just file for divorce immediately. I think that's why Dr. Jordan Peterson, I think he's lost his mind. Yes, I think he's becoming so pro-Israel as well. And he was taking, what's it called, those antidepressants. At one point, he said he didn't sleep for 25 days, and he lied about that. He said it was because of like apple cider, but he was taking some crazy drug, right, which caused him to hallucinate. And I think ever since his daughter Michaela, because he lost his one daughter at the age of 24 to suicide, absolutely terrible tragedy. And his other daughter has an affair with Andrew Tate while she was married with a son. Imagine the psychological damage it's done to the guy. So yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. Yes, well, I mean, he's pro-Israel. Obviously, he's working for the Daily Wire now, but. Yeah, it's sad to see like just the family situation, how much it can destroy a guy. I think the situation with his 2 daughters, especially Michaela, hooking up with Andrew Tate, just completely destroyed him. Let me see. Okay, Ezra and Hell. Oh, I thought that's a Spanish name. Okay, I'm Jewish British citizen, and I think that we should not be giving Israel any other nation that is not an ally on paper economic worth of billions. Yes, I mentioned before, right? Like, look, here's the thing. Same thing with Ukraine, right? Like, it is like United States should not be donating $200 billion to Ukraine, and they're going to donate more if Kamala Harris gets elected, right? And same thing, like Israel is 100% capable. Israel has a larger economy than Iran. I'm pretty sure. I need to go back and double check, but Iran has what 80 million, 84 million. Iran has a big population. Israel has what 9 million. Israel's GDP per capita is probably 10 times higher than Iran. They can absolutely defend themselves, and they have nuclear weapons. Whatever happens in the Middle East, there's always going to be issues. There's never going to be a two-state solution, but I don't think the United States should keep on donating all this money, right? It's different, if this was America back in 1960, but America is not as great as it was. You're a country that's $35 trillion in debt. Your GDP is 28 trillion. So imagine this. If you're a single guy, if you're making $28,000 a year, and if you're $35,000 in debt, so what should you do, right? Your debt, let's say it's from credit card, you have to pay 20% interest. United States debt, you have to pay interest, right? And all the citizens has to basically get this tax burden. Should you try to actually, whatever you make, $28,000, probably $22,000 after taxes, should you try to donate like 10,000 of your 22,000 to Ukraine and Israel, or should you try to pay off your debt first? You should try to pay off your debt first, right? I think America needs to focus on itself. But that's for another debate. Israel in hell. I wonder what you think of Ben Shapiro. I think he's a very interesting character. I'm sure the Daily Wire will be live streaming their reaction to this news as well. I want to see. I haven't watched these videos in a long time, so I don't know. I want to see what Ben Shapiro's take is on that. one debate I've been wanting to see is the what's that guy's name? Bassem Youssef, the Egyptian guy, the Egyptian comedian. He reminds me of Robin Williams. I don't think did he ever debate Ben Shapiro? I think that is one debate I will pay to watch. I want to see Bassem Youssef against Ben Shapiro. So if there's anything, if those two can ever come together, you guys all know Bassem, right? You know who I'm talking about. Did I pronounce his name right? Am I talking about the same guy? The guy that basically he blew up all over the internet right after the war began. So yeah, I want to see him versus Ben Shapiro. Let me see. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of comments. Okay, I'm falling behind. I'm getting off topic. Well, thank you guys for the super thank yous. Let me read some of these comments. So there's still 145 people. That's good. So I'll keep this up for a little longer. Let me actually read the comments so I can answer some of your questions. But I think yeah, some of the most important topics for the debate I think I've covered. And yes, I will be watching the debate live. Let me drink some water. So, okay. Whoa, there's a lot of new comments. Then let me try to read some of these comments. Okay, hopefully no trolls or anything. So Houston has black elite too. Where can I get one? So I think these people are talking to each other. Andrew Tate is not a righteous man, but even he can speak the truth. Yeah. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen to him. Like, I think he's right about one thing. He said the Matrix is gonna take him out. It's not looking good for Andrew Tate. Doesn't matter how much money he gets. I think it's all gonna be seized by the Romanian authorities, right? He's still under house arrest. It's not looking too great for him. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's best hope. Please read the Toronto Protocol 6666. Okay, Betty. Okay, let me see. Atlanta has the most rich blacks. What's this about? Perfect consumer. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of comments. Most divorces are caused by infidelity. I agree. Petite femme, ASMR. This is a French Canadian account. We're from France. Petite femme, little woman or little wife. Oh yeah, by the way, in French, there's no wife. So your woman is your wife. Like woman, it's like femme. So my femme, that's like that's your wife. So my woman in French is my wife. So yeah, yes, there's a lot of infidelity. I agree. Yes. Rise of birth control, right? Back in the day, the reason why there was way fewer cheating, there was no birth control. But with the rise of birth control, this is what we're seeing. So black family units should be criminal for people to abandon their partner and kids. I agree, but unfortunately, the world is not perfect. There's a lot of issues. Used to be a law in Australia. Okay, let me read the. Oh, there's a lot of comments now. Let me read this. If women quit their jobs, Indian will replace them. Yes, they're. No easy solution, right? Yeah, immigration will definitely come up, right? The borders, and I want to see what they're actually saying. I want to see what Scamala has to say because they're the ones who caused all of this crisis. They've let in over 10 million illegals. They're putting them in hotels. They're giving them free phones and like is it credit cards? That's $3,500 on average. Complete insanity, man. And she's the one that caused all of this. So I want to see what she actually has to say about this. I wonder if moderators will actually give her tough questions. Yeah. So let me see. Secularism, feminism from India. Okay, can't believe there's women in the chat. Yes, some of my audiences are women. The last time I checked, I think my female audience is shrinking slightly, but I think it's still like 12 or 13%. There are some women who regularly watches my videos. It's not just the only man. See, there are women who agree with my views. So, Quebec, Jacques Thibault, Quebec. Okay, thank you. Did you find a place to live? No, right now I'm just temporarily staying at a hotel. Like I said, I just don't feel safe about sleeping out there in my car. I don't want to get jumped on by a group of, crazy drag addicts. And like Philly, it's not the safest city in America. So I'll be back in my car tomorrow. But it's okay, it's just temporary. I'm going back to China in November, so they don't want black women. I will vote for you, Chinese historian Jackie Lin. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the support, but I don't think, like I said, politician is a dirty job. I don't think people who are genuinely good people would actually want to be politicians. I don't think I will be going to politics. I'm just doing this because I think it's good opportunity, right? Election 2024. Also this year, there's like over 100 elections. So many countries have elections. It's good to talk about some of these topics. So, Glorilla. Yes, look up the rapper Glorilla, man. I cannot believe she got invited to the White House to meet Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, man. Like, let's just leave it there. And Let me see. Let me read some of these comments. Talking about being a single mom. Yes. Um, you let him hit it. You let him hit it rough. You're talking about that. What's that guy's name? Brandon Jamal. Is he still making those videos? Like the one he's like holding diapers. Like you let him hit it raw. Now, like without a second thought. Now you're a single mom. Now you're a single mom because that blew up like everywhere because like what's that guy's name? Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fake. Keeps playing that. Myron Gaines, by the way, he has a lot of issues, man. I'm sorry to say. Like some of the points he makes, I think are good, but like he's so freaking angry, man. Like he needs to take some like anger management classes. He's definitely like a wife beater. Like you cannot tell me that guy he doesn't like hit women. He has some serious issues. Like why is bro so angry all the time, man? And the craziest thing is that he has three different girlfriends, right? And the woman keeps saying that, oh, men are cheaters, men and this and that. Like, why are those women like throwing themselves at them, right? And here's another interesting, right? Myron Gaines, right? He's a rich black man, lives in Miami, right? Well, he's got like he says he's got 3 or 4 different houses, right? He has 3 different girlfriends, and it's only temporary. He still does hookups on the side, right? And he does like it's like a 3 month cycle. He gets tired of them after a while, and he gets a new batch. Look at Myron Gaines, the woman he's dating, right? It's a rich black man in the United States, only dates white women. Look at all of his current exes and everything. Only snow bunnies, right? It's a major issue. When black men, like he probably makes a lot of money. I don't know how much money he makes. What, like half a million a year? I don't know. But like all the rich black men, 70 to 80%, only snow bunnies. Yeah, it's definitely a major crisis, not an accident. But like the guy is really angry, man. I'm a little bit. I wonder what happened to his childhood. 'Cause he's gone through some serious trauma for him to be that angry all the time. Christ his king, Babylon has fallen. They think we are slow, brutal. There are a lot of hapas in East Coast USA. Carrera banks, are you nuts? Are you asking me? Well, if that's what you believe in, okay. They still think black people can't get driver's licenses. What? The act was removed in 1960. Okay, there's a lot of comments. Rapper topics, all garbage, promiscuous sex, blended drugs, glorified crime. Uh, the GOP had Amber Rose. Yes, they did have Amber Rose. Anything to destroy the government will pass. Blacks will continue to vote blue no matter what. Well, I think it's mostly black women now. Because a lot of black men, especially if you see some of the videos, people doing street interviews, like the vast majority of black men, when they, when they're asking, doing these street interviews on the streets, they're voting for Trump. I think it's mostly black women now. That's the last hope for the Democrats. And not just that, the last election, 68% of unmarried women in the United States voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's their only hope to victory. So, like the Democrats, they're going to continue to cater to women, especially young, single, childless women. I think they're the most easily to get indoctrinated and manipulated. So I think that's their only path to victory. So, and not just blacks, especially women, especially young, single, childless women. The colleges who are pumping out these crazy feminists, they're all going to vote for Kamala Harris. So, let me see. Is she Indian? I mentioned this at the start. I'm pretty sure she's got to be at least 80 to 90% Indian. I really don't think she's black. Maybe a tiny little bit. Just look up her family photos, man. Look at her family members. Look up her father and grandparents. They don't look like they're black, man. I think she's putting on blackface, but in fact, she's like one of those 7-Eleven Indians. Like I'm talking not Native American. I'm talking Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, Tim Hortons, McDonald's, KFC Indian. I don't think she's black. She just, trying to get the black woman's vote. CIA program. Nick Fuentes, once again. I think I already mentioned that. Not too interested in Nick Fuentes. Talks a lot of crazy stuff. Ignore them. You need a moderator. Yes, there's a lot of trolls in the comments. My gosh, who could hate you? Okay. The black community, how could you even repair 70? How do you feel about Trump? You think he stands? Okay. Let me go down to see if there's legitimate questions. Thanks, Persian. Stay hyper-focused media is what? But it's hyper-focused in media because it's anti-Semitic. What? Okay, I think I was talking about Israel, and that's in the popped up. Iran gets too much hate as a black guy. I've seen over 10 videos. I love them. You're so right. Kitaro time. Well, thank you for the support. Well, you've seen a lot of my videos. Oh, thank you for your support. Well, you should definitely watch the debate. I want to see, especially Kamala Harris. Like, they will ask about Black America. I want to see what her answer actually is. But honestly, like, Democrats, man, 100% insanity. So The tribe is blamed for a plumping birth rate. Israel's birth rate is fine. Okay. Mullah got rich, not Iranians. I'm Jewish and okay, this is a okay. People at crypto. There's oh, thank you so much. So there's SAR, South African, South African rand, the South African dollar. People at crypto is just a sticker. Thank you so much. I think it's a little fox for 25 SAR. Thank you so much for the super chat, the super sticker. Okay, I met a Ukrainian woman in Mexico. They weren't working. They were chilling with their money. I'm not sure. I have met a lot of Ukrainian escorts. OnlyFans told me it had boyfriends at home. Yeah, a lot of Ukrainian women who are the ones who got to leave the country, they're all becoming strippers and prostitutes and doing OnlyFans. That's very very concerning what's happening in Ukraine. So Slavic so many Ukrainian Russian women in China before 2022 invasion. I'm not sure. I have to see. I know back in my hometown, the university, there's like a very small percentage of like some international students were Russian or Ukrainian. Like also there were a few like Koreans and a few Indians. I don't know what's the situation there. Uh, they go to Turkey and Hungary, start running tricks. I was in Hungary January, so okay. Ultra wealthy Ukrainians are in Monaco and London, UK. A lot of rich Ukrainians in Canada as well. Many of them have come to like cities like Ottawa and Toronto, probably also Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Montreal. Yeah, all the rich Ukrainians have left. The country is screwed because all of their wealth is 100% drained out. It's already a poor and corrupt country, but then they're all the richest, the 10%, they all leave. So now the country they have no hope. So we see DMV zone. Okay, let me go back to these are the same guys who hit the number of casualties in Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah. No need for the military industrial complex. Everyone needs to be shut down, right? Remember, 80% of all overseas military bases worldwide, over 200 countries in the world, 80% of the military bases worldwide are owned by the US. Yeah, 80% for one country. Complete insanity. Ukraine had all those research medical facilities. Let China dispute with Russia regarding land while China take back their land. I might cover that in a future video, long time down the road. Yes, if China and Russia could have their own issues, but I think what's happening with Russia and Ukraine and everything else is happening in the world is pulling China and Russia closer than ever. Like they're China and Russia basically they're because what's happening like what the West is doing, they're becoming inseparable. So they do have their issues, but I don't think they're going to break off their pact because the United States has pushed China and Russia into this position. They have pushed them closer than ever before. Okay. China land dispute with Russia regarding, okay. Zelensky, multi-billionaire now. Comedian becomes a billionaire. How? Well, I think we all know the answer to that. At least, like I said, look at the root of the problem. Even before the invasion of Ukraine, right? He actually agreed with Putin to sign an agreement in Turkey that Ukraine will never ever join NATO. Then freaking the CIA and the United States, they send in Boris Johnson with his insane hair, and he goes in and rips the agreement apart. Tells Zelensky that no, you can never ever sign this agreement for you to agree that Ukraine cannot become part of NATO. You got to look at the root of the problem, right? So, complete karma will come back to Boris Johnson, man. Let me read some more comments. Jeez, why do comments always get deleted these days? Yes, some of the comments, I think. Oh, by the way, once again, I need to bring up this topic. A lot of people think I'm going through the comment section, I'm deleting half the comments. Okay, the YouTube algorithm just does this. I don't know why. It's weird, man. Sometimes you type in words. For example, if you say, oh, like Trump, I don't know, the algorithm could be doing this to say, oh, if you Trump is an amazing person, they just automatically delete your comment. Same thing, sometimes I try to reply to another person, they have a question. My comment gets automatically deleted. Most of it is done by YouTube algorithm. I don't know why. It's so freaking weird, man. And some of the comments, obviously, if you're talking about something inappropriate, it gets flagged, right? And sometimes if I click on show the flagged message, I can see what's going on. So that's where I talk about there's a lot of hate speech and stuff. But the algorithm does that. Like it's sometimes you type in something and it's not even inappropriate, right? And it just gets automatically like deleted by the algorithm. It's not even flagged. Like I don't even know if that comment like ever took place. It just completely disappears. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just something the YouTube algorithm does, man. It's weird. That doesn't make any sense. Your comments are being deleted. I'm black. Voting like 81 plus black folks will do vote for Curly Joe. You're voting for Kamala. Well, I mean, everyone has the right to exercise their vote, but if that's what you believe in, then I cannot say anything. But no, I'm serious. Look up Kamala's family. Try to search up her ancestry. I'm pretty sure she might be 10% black. I think she's 90% Indian, like 7-Eleven Indian. Just be brutally honest. I don't think she's a black woman. Why do comments get deleted these days? Okay, Indians are count all over the world. Run cities. Some folks don't be contradicted. Uh, okay, sheer deal. Sheer deal. Will you tour different cities in China? Oh yes, that's why I'm saving up all this money. My goal of sleeping in my car is to try to pay off some of my debt. Also, trying to save up as much as I can. I'll go on an epic road trip. The videos from China, like I said, will be slightly different from what I'm seeing right now. I'm not going to cover politics. I'm going to cover something that will bring joy to your lives, and also it'll be extremely informative and educational. So I'll be touring as many cities as I can. So yes, I will go on an epic road trip. It's going to be an unbelievable, original, unique series. Yeah, some places you'll probably have never ever seen them before. I'm talking about like Beijing or Hong Kong or Shenzhen. Everybody has seen those, but have lots of amazing, unique places. There will be some videos that the contents will be 100% unique and original stuff you'll have never ever seen before. All right, let me see. Holy shit, there are a lot of comments that's getting flagged. Let me see what these people are typing. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, there's well, I'm not gonna block this guy, but there's some. Okay, one second. I have to block a couple people. Sorry, there's people leaving hate speeches. There's a couple of uh let me shit. I don't know what the hell's the deal with these people. Uh Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, because some of these comments you don't see. I don't know what's wrong with some of these people. Like, if you're generally interested in wanting to hear something, but if you're coming here telling me to go like f myself and go like jerk off, like that's what some of these comments previously saying. Like like they're telling me to like shut the f up, you stupid loser bum, and like just dude, like I don't know, like seriously, like get a life, man. Like what's the point? I'm trying to engage with the audience. I'm trying to tell you guys something the media doesn't want to cover. Trying to tell you guys some genuine stories. I want to tell you guys about like in my situation, like what a series I'll produce in China. If you're telling me to shut the fuck up and tell me to just jerk off, tell me to go freaking just shove my face in the hole, man, like there are some vicious people in the world. Maybe those are bot accounts, but if those are real accounts, yeah, I just like that was the second person I had to block during the live stream, man. There's evil in this world. That's all I can say. Like I got absolutely nothing to say to that. I don't know what the hell. Maybe like are you a member of like the 2S LGBTQ community? Maybe I said something to offend you, but I don't know what's wrong with people, right? So sometimes like if you run into those accounts, like sometimes you just gotta. What can you do? You just gotta block them. I understand, like you guys don't see the comments. Some of these comments are vicious, man. Like I'm talking about like capital letters, like like literally all caps, like shut the fuck up and then go jerk off and shove your face in the hole. Oh man, I don't know what to say anymore. But what the hell I was talking about? Chinese trip, yeah, that will air in 2025. Yeah, doesn't matter. You can be the juiciest, the ripest watermelon in the world, and people will still hate watermelons. Nothing you can do. Let me read some of the comments. I disagree with your Chinese history. I never say that. Yes, those guys should be blocked. Okay. There are a lot of evil in this world. Yeah, it's just people just got nothing better to do. I tell people like, if you really don't like the content, to me, I don't know, watch Kamala Harris and her debate, right? Maybe if that's what you're into, you're on the wrong live stream. You have to get used to these trolls. Unfortunately, what does the debate start? It starts at 9 p.m. Originally, I thought it started like 6 or 7. I stayed there, but it's like 9 p.m. because the sun's gonna set at like 7:30, so it's gonna go on till like at least 11, maybe 11:30. It's gonna be so freaking late, right? So I don't know why they started at 9 p.m. It doesn't make sense. They should start at 5 or 6. So that's why originally I wanted to watch the debate and do a live stream after, but it's gonna be too late. So I think I'll just basically I think this way is better. But yeah, I will be watching the debate. Okay, don't feed the trolls. When your Uncle Joe said that if you don't vote for him, why you know what? What Uncle Joe said. She's Irish and Indian with a smidge of Nico Arcadio for Jamaican. I don't know. I think it's one of those answers, the mysteries of the universe. Like, what is Kamala Harris's ethnicity? Uh, oh, thank you, Dylan Sharding, $3.33. You're a wise Chinese sage by yourself a Sprite. Thank you so much for $3.33. Yeah, thank, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Don't see the we don't see those hate comments in the chat. Oh yeah, because they get flagged. I have to click on them, show flag messages, and you see them. So you guys don't see them. Some of them are extremely vicious. So that was the second person I had to get blocked. So in this chat. So by the way, you were wrong about the Chinese foot binding. Only upper class elite women did that stuff. Yes, the poor woman didn't do it. Mostly upper and middle class. It's showed basically these elite rich men. They wanted to show that this is the how they control their wives. Like, it's so that they can walk a certain way. It's a weird fetish, man. It's ancient China, like the Middle Ages was crazy, batshit crazy, right? Salem witch trials, and it was a crazy time period. So that's why I say I actually her dad is Jamaican American. However, her Tamil roots through her maternal ancestry. Dodging Dragon. Okay, America has 4 time zones. Chinese history. Do you support the idea of Asian man, black woman? No, whatever you're into, right? If things can work out for you, right? If that's, I think it's more important that you should marry the person that you truly love, not just because of certain traits or of their ethnicity or their religion. I think the most important thing is that you have to share similar beliefs, right? And this is the number one issue I believe. There are so many divorces now. It's because every single man is a freaking Republican and a conservative. Every single woman is a Democrat and a liberal, and it's causing all of these issues. Because if your beliefs are on total opposite side of the spectrum, it's going to cause a lot of disputes. And I wonder if they will bring this up at the debate. I'll be quite interested. I definitely, if I can ask JD Vance or Tucker Carlson this question at the event 2 weeks from now, I will definitely ask this question. It is a major crisis. It's not just happening in the West, same thing in China, Korea, and Japan. Men and women disagree on everything now. Everything. Yeah, it's could be the rise of social media, a lot of different factors, but it's very, very concerning. Okay, but yeah, I'm not against. By the way, whatever you're into, hey, if you're a Chinese woman, if you're into black guys, if that's what you like, that's what you like. I'm not against interracial dating, but I'm saying there are certain issues, certain consequences. For example, like I said, the rich black man in America, right? It's pretty obvious. 70 to 80% of the rich black men only date white or Latin women, and yeah, that's gonna cause an issue because that means the black community will forever be poor. They will be trapped in poverty because as soon as one of the guys from the hood makes it, all the money goes to a white family. So, let me see. Let me read some more comments. Oh, okay, there's a super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mister, for $5. Hi, Chinese history. I just got here. Are you in the hotel? Yes, I'm live in Philly. I wanted to cover the event, and I realized the debate is freaking at 9 p.m. And listen, you will not believe the amount of security, man. Holy shit. Oh, can I say this? I should be okay. Just every single police officer in Philadelphia and nearby, probably in like Chester, Allentown, from Camden, New Jersey, all nearby, like Wilmington, Delaware. Like, holy shit, like the amount of security, like you can't get anywhere near it, man. There's so much chaos, man. Like there's so many snipers, like all these military vehicles on the street. Yeah. Today, like, hey, I listen, like today is a bad day. Like if you're one of those people who you're a thug or criminal or gangster in Philly to try to do something bad, like you're gonna get your ass shot. Don't do anything stupid in Philly today. So yeah, I'm just temporarily staying in a hotel for 2 nights because I just don't feel safe to be sleeping on the. I don't know. I don't want to get, especially if I end up in Kensington or something. I don't want to get jumped on by a bunch of druggies. So tomorrow night I'll be back in my car. But it's a good time to get reset. To actually get clean because I have to be honest. The past 2 weeks I barely showered or cleaned myself. It's been pretty messy in my car. So thank you for the $5. This will help. I'll give myself a hot dog or something. Yeah. Yeah, I'm live in Philly. Let me see. Let me read some more of the comments. Holy shit, this live stream has been going on for over 2 hours and 10 minutes. Thank you guys so much. I'll keep this going on for a little longer, but I do need a little bit of time to prepare for the debate. And sorry, guys, once again, if I cannot upload the video tomorrow, I'm sorry. It's just very, very crazy time, but at least this live will be on. Maybe some of the guys who missed it, you can come back tomorrow and watch this live stream. So I think it'll be some useful information, especially when I talk about the military-industrial complex. And once again, thank you, Mr. Yes, I'm live in Philly, but I'm not going to share my exact location. So I know I don't want people coming to try to hit me up. Yeah, Philly, it's a lot of crime in this city, man. A lot of homelessness. Crazy city. It's definitely not the city of brotherly loved. I don't know what they mean that. I have to look it up. Why is it called the city of brotherly loved? Is it because there's a lot of gay people? No, I'm just wondering because like why is it called brotherly loved? Right, two guys loving each other. Because it definitely does not look like the city of brotherly loved. I can tell you, there's rampant crime and drug use. So, okay, let me rate some. He's in a hotel. Order out of chaos. What do you think about behavioral? So, I hope a car is not stolen. Oh, don't worry. When I visited downtown, I knew that was gonna be an issue, so I had to pay a lot of money. So yesterday I paid $31 US for parking. Today I paid $34. So in total I paid $65 for parking. I parked in one of those underground garages because those are safe. Your car is always gonna be safe because I have my other stuff like camera equipment and in there, so I don't feel safe at all. And right now I'm back in the hotel. There's specific hotel parking lots, so there won't be crooks to get in. Because yeah, if you park by the street or something, especially like it's just what's going on right now, it's pretty crazy at the National Constitution Center, man. Complete chaos. I'm pretty sure at this moment there's probably like dozens of even hundreds of like pro-Palestinian protesters taking over. So probably a lot of chaos down there. Yeah. Let me see. I would obviously go to report more, but I feel like I should do a live stream before. I feel like this is better. So yeah. Much respect. Full of knowledge, man. Thank you so much to Young 12Z. Much respect. Thank you guys for the support. Buy a security lock for a steering wheel. Yeah. I think I'll be okay. I drive a pretty I drive a old 8 years old Hyundai Elantra, right? All the cars I did remember I did mention this before. Toronto is the car theft capital of the world. That's what Trudeau has. He has completely destroyed Canada. So yeah, the car theft problem in Canada is worse than the United States. 120,000 cars got stolen. But the only cars that get stolen were we're talking about like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Range Rovers, Land Rovers, maybe Audis, like Porsche, right? Only those Cadillac, Lincoln, only the super nice fancy cars, Lamborghini, those cars get stolen. Nobody's gonna steal your Honda Civic or Prius or like Hyundai Elantra or Toyota Camry. So it's okay. I have a cheap car. It's a good thing. Nobody's gonna steal a piece of shit car, so I'm safe. And also, it makes it safe for sleeping inside my car. Because if I had a Mercedes, well, then once again, if I had a Mercedes, I probably wouldn't get to the point of sleeping in my car. It's very dangerous at nighttime. You can have druggies lurking around your car trying to do something weird and sketchy. But yeah, nobody's gonna try to steal my old Hyundai Elantra, so I'll be fine. Thank you guys. Only time of the year police are around in Philly. Yeah, that could be true. Like, you see what's going on in Kensington, right? Like, I cannot believe there's a CVS pharmacy there. How many times has that store been looted or people just walk in and take stuff out? How can that store stay open? It's the amount of cocaine, fentanyl, and mollies, and just everything that's happening. And the police, they just stand around and don't do like FUCK. They do nothing, absolutely nothing, man. Like you have to fix that. Like the Democrats are allowing this to happen, man. I've never seen so much rampant drug use. It's terrible, man. Like it is so freaking bad. It's not just the black people, the white people. They're just. And some of the drugs, I don't even know. I don't even think it's fentanyl. Like, what the hell is it they're taking? They're all turning into zombies. It's very, very scary that America has been reduced to that. And the Democrats and the police, they have no answer. Absolutely nothing. They're just watching these people dying on the streets. Take them cheesesteak and shove it. Tell them to take a Philly cheesesteak and shove it. City of brotherly love, Jersey noisy. Okay. You should do a public live walk around the city. Show us the situation. Maybe I should have done that today, but I don't know. If I cannot produce a video tomorrow, my next video, maybe I'll show a bit of Philly. And but it will be a shorter, maybe faster paced video. I'll see. But generally speaking, not a great city, man. But all American cities are like this. Chicago, New York, Boston, any better? I don't know, man. All the inner cities are run by Democrats. Just remember that. So supposed to be like unlike that rally for Donald. uh yeah, that's how it's supposed to be like on like the running. Yeah, the whole perimeter, yeah, even yesterday, like you could actually get close to the center, but now like the entire perimeter has been 100% sealed off. They got like these 10 feet high fences, man. There's no way you can get anywhere near it, man. And the police, like they brought all the, it's scary, man. Like they brought the canines out, man. It scares the shit out of me. They got this, and these canines from Philly, they look vicious, man. These dogs are like, they're drugged up, man. And they got their, they're like super loaded, the police, like they got their extra, they got those like sticks, like baton sticks, like they got their freaking like all kinds of weapon, like the bean bags, like every single weapon you can think of. The police is fully equipped, man. They got everything like you can think of. So it's a bad day to try to mess around there. I don't know, some people might get hurt. We'll see, but yeah, they have they brought out everything they have up in their arsenal. They've brought it out. Yeah, you should see the canine unit. It scares the shit out of me, man, because I would rather get tased than get bitten by that canine. Okay. Oh, thank you. There's another chat from Mr. Mister. Do you have Cash App or PayPal link? No, unfortunately, I don't. Sorry. Other than this, I only have the Patreon option, and it's not like a one time thing. It's like a, if you want to subscribe like monthly, so it's like $5 US a month or 750 Canadian. But it's okay. I know the YouTube takes away 30%, but thank you so much. I do get some most of the money, so thank you for the support. This is all I have for now. But I know, yeah, YouTube only pays once a month, but it's okay. Eventually, the money will arrive, and I do get most of it. But at least this feature will help for, is for me to get some support and also engage with my audience. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, let me what's up, bro? Live in Jersey for years, never again any amount of money. Hey man, how are you? I just joined the stream. Thank you guys. So, well, this is going on for 102 hours and 18 minutes. I'll keep this up for a bit longer because I'm starting to run out of gas too. I think I've talked about important topics. I'll read some more comments and see people are holding this now, realizing importance of arranged marriages. Yeah, arranged marriages, man. China needs to bring that back. That used to work out so well. China had no divorces, and all the relationships and marriages were healthy. And as soon as China abandoned that and tried to copy the West, free dating, it's all gone to shit. Because no, like the thing is, women only. I'm serious, man. Hypergamy, extreme hypergamy is real. As soon as you abandon arranged marriages, right? Yeah, all the women all want the same guy. I don't care what these feminists, equality, whatever they say, right? Every single woman, like, I want a guy that's 6 feet, 6 figures, six pack, 6 inches. I want a guy that's good looking, good jawline, actor looking, full of muscles. I like doctors. I like engineers. I like surgeons. I like lawyers. I like successful entrepreneurs. Every single woman, when you give them the free choice, they all say that. Like, all the women only want a very small percentage of men. That's why it's caused all of this chaos. That's why there's infidelity, because a very smallest percentage of Chinese men is sleeping around with all the Chinese women. And obviously, the rest of the Chinese women that either can't get a woman, or the ones that can, they don't want the leftovers, right? Nobody wants to listen. Why why buy why spend money to buy a car with 300,000 miles on it when you can try to buy a new car? Right now, the issue is that for the Chinese guys is that either you can only buy the 300,000 miles car, or you don't have money to buy a new one. So the guys would rather stay single. That's why you have 100 million leftover Chinese women. Yeah, it's extreme hypergamy. Like the top 1, 2, 3% of Chinese men, they probably all have body counts of 100, 300, 500. Yeah, they're the ones that's running through the pack. So, and they're leaving the average Chinese guys with nothing. It's happening everywhere in the world. Extreme hypergamy. Uh, okay, if you get a chance, listen to Aaron Clary. I haven't heard of that guy. So, get a steak from Ish Kabib. Okay. I don't think I will have the time. Unfortunately, tomorrow morning I will have to leave Philly. And I will have to come back to Ottawa to sleep in my car. It's like a 7.5 hour drive. So, yeah, let's see. Get out of Philly as soon as possible. Yeah, I don't think it's a great city, man. I don't know why they choose this city, but I think a lot of people will be coming here, influencers. They'll be showing what's happening, and hopefully, they'll wake up as the people who are still supporting the Democrats, and they'll show how they destroy these inner cities. Okay. Um, let's see. In ancient Rome, almost all marriages were arranged marriages. That worked better than vain love marriages. Yes, arranged marriages probably. I know it's controversial, but it was the best system that humanity had. So, can you actually sleep in the car? The first few nights were extremely rough. Once I adjusted to it, it wasn't so bad. You can never get 8 hours, because what happens is once you're like, when you first enter the car, it's actually quite warm. After a few hours, it gets really, really cold. So I always end up waking up in the middle of the night, and I will fall back asleep again. So I mean, it's tough, but I manage. On a good night, I can probably get like 6, maybe 7 hours, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm getting by. Okay, that's weird. Never mind. Just okay. Let me read through some of these comments. Hey, I just tacos, churros. Maybe that's food. Probably heroin mixed with other stuff. Yeah, man. Like the druggies in Philly are next level, man. It is so bad. You gotta stay away of, especially in Kensington and some of the bus stops too, man. The people taking the buses. What the hell is up, man? Those people, they're the sketchiest people I've ever seen, man. And also, yeah, the people working at Starbucks, stay away from Starbucks, man. What the hell is got wrong with that company? Every single person working at Starbucks, they all the freaking the non-binary, the gender fluid, the name them the Zer pronoun types, the one that's on puberty blockers or hormone replacement therapy. Every single one of their staff looks like that, man. Starbucks, man, like holy shit. I don't know what is. Listen, boycott Starbucks, man. There's something seriously wrong with Starbucks, man. Why are they constantly hiring people like that? Because next thing you know, when you walk into Starbucks, like you're gonna misgender someone. They're gonna try to sue you. That's what's gonna happen to Starbucks, man. So it's people on holding on to Disney Fantasy. Giga Chat K9 unit. Yeah, there's downtown Philly. There's a lot of K9s. They brought out all of their K9s. I think it's to sniff people's bags for weird stuff. So yeah, man, those K9s they're scary, man. Yes, Patreon. Uh, all the security for Camela's ass. Yeah, all of this security, man. Like, I don't know. Someone might still try to do something stupid. We'll see. So unfortunately, I wish if the debate was earlier, I would have stayed. But then again, I don't know. It's just I was concerned because in my backpack, like I got my wallet, my key, my phone, my camera, everything, my charger. I just thought like like even with the police around, like some shit, like something bad happens that like I'm screwed. Like so, a little bit concerned. Okay, you mad? You mad she's going to win by a wider margin than Joe? Okay, so someone's a Kamala supporter, but then again, if that's what you want to support. I was President Obama's first inauguration. There was armed guards on every rooftop and 5 blocks radius. Yeah, I know it's insanity, man. Like just there's also snipers everywhere. They also have those like military style vehicles, the ones that can shoot out missiles. They're also roaming the streets too, man. Shit. My thoughts exactly. So let me see. You should be able to arrange your own marriages. No way to accept. Yeah. 100 chats at Tyrones are rare for a reason. When people arrange marriage, women are still pushed to marry for richer men. 6'6", 2 inches. 6 feet. Okay. JT, thank you for your comment. 2 inches. 6 feet under. Okay, let me see. Um, Black man, Asian woman are the rarest the couple in America. Asian men don't want black women. Interesting take. Okay, nothing is perfect, but help us. There are still many feminine black girls. I truly believe you can get a black girlfriend and be happy. Kawaii sexual. That's quite an interesting name. Like I said, right now I'm not interested in dating. I gotta pull myself together. I'm in a lot of debt, right? I gotta turn my situation around financially, and hopefully, I gotta do everything I can to build my China series. But I'm excited for this debate. Make sure you guys tune in. Uh, and they have those terrible alphabet mafia piercings. L. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, listen, the wokest organization on earth. I used to think maybe it was Disney or something. Like, it's definitely Starbucks, man. Stay away from Starbucks, man. Holy shit, man. And what is with that? And also the I'm sorry, like nothing against the LGBTQ community, right? Why are so many those people like who are representing that flag? Why is the obesity rate so high, man? Some of these people are morbidly obese, man. Well, I should be careful, like I said, you don't want to try to offend that community, but like, yeah, a lot of these people are Starbucks. They're morbidly obese too. It's very concerning. So Chinese take wives in Eastern Africa now. LOL Starbucks. Why China doesn't leave South Africa? So okay, there's a lot of comment. Hello from Netherlands, Quincy Hill. Thank you, Quincy from the Netherlands. I once dated a feminine black girl, but dealing with her family was horrible. Whole nother story. Are you going to make a video debunking misinformation about China? I think once you see the videos coming out of China, you'll see what's happening. Like, listen, honestly, I understand China is not the best country in the world, but if I want to rank it, honestly, right, I will put China ahead of Canada and America. A lot of good things about China. Yeah, at least in China, you will never see shit like that. What's going on in these inner cities in America? The people who are just completely turning to zombies by these kind of drugs. because you know what happens in China, right? If you're arrested for drug trafficking, you get a bullet to the back of the head. In America, what do? Like 1 year in jail, 2 years probation, or sometimes these people get released on bail the next day. That's why the problem is so bad, because the criminals don't get punished, right? So same thing. Canada's a $20 million gold heist at the airport. Those Indians get arrested on bail, right? Some things are. I absolutely agree. Like America needs capital punishment. For example, if you're caught, like if you pull out a gun, right, and you try to rob someone's Mercedes, you point a gun on their head, and they refuse to give you their keys, and you shoot them in the head, right? You should get a bullet in the back of your head. If you try to break into a suburban family home, right, a nice, hardworking husband who's trying to provide for his family, and if you come in with a ski mask and a shotgun, you try to rob this family at the middle of the night, that man has every single right to protect himself. You should aim, that citizen, that man should be able to aim for your head. He should be able to blow your head open. That's what needs to happen. Because yeah, every single person that gets caught drug trafficking in China gets a bullet straight to the back of the head. That's it. End of the story. That's why China doesn't have a drug issue, because everybody scares the shit out of everybody. Because you know, if you're caught, you get executed on the spot. It doesn't matter who you are. So, like, I think the criminal justice system in America is a joke. That's why there's this rampant drug issue, because these criminals don't get punished. Yeah, so yeah, also, I wonder if they will bring this up during the debate. I hope they bring this up because, yeah, the American justice system has become a 100% joke, right? You see these people doing dangerous, crazy stuff. A guy can rape 3 women, goes into prison for like 6 months, and then takes 1 year of anger management classes, and nothing happens. Then he rapes 3 more women, then 3 months in jail, and nothing happens. That's why there's so much crime. I think, like USA needs to be more like China and Russia. The easiest solution, just mag dump them. Like literally, if you see a guy that's going crazy, that's using his car to ram another police cruiser, right? Just, magnum dump them. Just shoot them with 50 bullets. Because once people starting to see that, they will never ever pull that shit again. Because it will absolutely, there's a saying in China. So you kill the rooster to show it to the monkey, right? If you start actually shooting these people who are invading homes, if you actually shoot people who are actually illegally trafficking these drugs, shoot people who are murdering people, shoot people who are doing human trafficking, these people will never do it again because they know the consequences. You'll get a bullet to the back of the head. So the American justice system has completely failed this country. Oh, Kamala Harris, right? How many people? She arrested like 2,000 people for possession of marijuana. So someone can kill a guy and literally go to prison maybe for 5 years and get out. But someone who is trying to smoke a joint can go to prison for 2 years. It's a complete disaster. So holy shit, I'm going on 2.5 hours. Sorry guys, I think I will need to end this soon, but I will go on a little bit longer. I will try to read a few more comments, but I'll probably end this within the next 10 minutes. This is gonna be my longest live stream. Thank you guys for all the support. I still have 140 people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the debate. People, let's see, 6 feet under. When it comes to arranged marriage, okay, there's some new comments. Let me go read. So, time for ramen noodles. CH Darren Holt. I don't mind ramen noodles. I think it's good stuff. I took a Korean class. There were several black women. One of them wanted a Korean boyfriend. Okay, we have Ozempic now. Yeah, do not take Ozempic. Do not take it. Bad. Just when you try to get sick, try to stay away from us. Try to stay away from all medication as much as possible. You gotta let your immune system just fight it because terrible things are happening. Definitely worth a try. So, I mean, shoot, the family unit has already gone to hell. Might as well try something. Yeah, Alizar, I agree. Like, it can't get any worse than what's happening right now, man. Like, the rampant, literally, like, everybody, like I said, over 90% of family, all divorced, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divorces. I don't think you can get any worse than this. So, based Chinese drug trafficking laws. Yeah, just shoot them in the back of the head. That's why China doesn't have a drug trafficking issue. That's all you need to do to end the rampant, all the drugs, all the druggies, all the people, all you see that's happening in inner cities. This will all be over. If anybody that was caught dealing drugs got a bullet to the back of the head, this problem will be over. It will be gone overnight. Debate, yeah, it's at 9 p.m. But I'm gonna take a quick rest and I'm gonna try to look up some stuff. I'm gonna watch the debate. So yeah, thank you guys once again for all the support. This stream is gonna answer. Do you eventually plan to have children? I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately. I'll save that for future videos. But too much. The world is going to shit. So China sounds kind of based. Okay. Told me now as arranged marriage. You can't have that because let me try to read this. Okay, another super thank you. $2. Jordan Crowder. Oh, this is from Canada. $2 Canadian. Thank you. Thoughts on Switzerland from Canada? Still based. I don't know. Switzerland. Haven't thought much of it. Probably probably better country than France or UK right now. I don't know. I don't know too much about Switzerland, but I imagine like if you're living in Canada, if you want to escape, I would say I mean Canada's bad, man. Canada's worse than the US right now. I'm sorry to say, but Canada's going to shit. Maybe Switzerland they wouldn't be the worst possible option, but they do speak the primary language is French, right? Are you French Canadian? Like if you're moving to Switzerland, you should probably learn some Swiss French. I think it would definitely help. I mean, if you don't, there's going to be some issues. So, actually, she didn't arrest anyone. The police did. Okay, let me see exactly. Just I mean, justice system in America is a joke. Thank you. Yeah, I see too many of these people. They do all all kinds of crazy things, and they get put out on bail, like 1 year probation. Like it's the judges, like all these judges who are giving out these sentences, they all need to be sacked. 100%, man. This is DEI on steroids, right? Now all those people are diversity hires. They don't deserve to be judges in the United States. Okay. Uh, okay. I can speak French and German. Yes. Okay. Jordan Crowder. Okay. Well, thank you for the $2 super. Thank you. If you're looking to leave Canada, I would say yeah. Most countries out there are definitely better off than Canada. Man, Justin Trudeau has left Canadians. Remember, like I said in Toronto, 120,000 cars stolen in 1 year. Like holy shit, man. That's like it's Canada is a third world country now, so there has to be investigation. Telling you guys what I'm talking about. Thank you, China. I did economic state without income taxes are best. Click communism. Literally force workers. Las Vegas, South Dakota, Florida, Texas. Okay. Yeah, this is like my longest live stream. Well, thank you guys again so much again. I think at the peak I had over 160 people. Now it's still 143. But yeah, I'm gonna take a quick rest, and I think I will leave this. You can come back and rewatch this live stream. I'm sorry, I don't think I will have time for a video tomorrow. But you know, if you want, go back and watch the full live stream or at least parts of it. I think I mentioned some really important topics, especially at the start about military industrial complex. I don't think I will make a full video on it because it could give me a lot of trouble. I think on the live stream, it's less likely to get flagged and taken down or something. But yeah, look into Okinawa, look into Camp Humphreys, look into Diego Garcia and what America's doing. Like, it's just a complete shit show. Like, basically, what they did to the Aboriginals of what's the name again? Yeah, the Chagosians, crimes against humanity. And so thank you guys so much for the support. This is the longest live stream. And yeah, I've received over $100 in donations. Looks like the total. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate it. I'll be, I'll be watching the stream debate live tonight at 9 p.m. And also, yes, whatever I captured in Philly, I will put into a quick video. There will at least be a couple videos, 2 or 3 videos on Philly. Maybe some walk around the traffic driving around here and some people I talked to. There's one black woman. She's a subscriber. She lives nearby. I recorded maybe a 25-minute conversation. I'll maybe cut it down to 10 minutes. I'll upload that video where we talk about the Democratic Party. Like we also talk about Glorilla, black culture, the rapping, and also black professional athletes going for snow bunnies. All kinds of stuff, Kamala Harris. So I think I'll upload that video. I might upload some snippets from that one homeless Jewish guy I talked to and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for the support. And if there's no video tomorrow, I'll see you guys back Friday. But once again, you can come back to watch this live stream. Thank you guys so much. And this is going to be end of my live stream. So thank you guys for all the support. And make sure to watch the debate at 9 p.m. So yeah, I'm going to watch it with you guys. So see you guys then. Make sure to watch the debate. If I don't see you guys tomorrow, I'll see you guys Friday. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to end the live stream. It's going to be saved onto YouTube maybe in 5 to 10 minutes so you can come back and watch the whole thing.